where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shit. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shit. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. six-pack one when I'm traveling. 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 Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say, I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. 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 Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say, I'll shut mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. 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 Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where y'all free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Unlock the future of branding while outpacing your competition. Dive into the digital realm, transforming raw footage into video epics. Our editors redefine storytelling. At Prime Your Logos, where pixels become portals. Prime Your Logos. Unleash the unseen. Your brand amplified. Visit us at Prime Your Logos on Instagram. Or call 704-792-6345. That's 704-792-6345. Prime your brand. Prime your logos, where artistry transcends reality.
Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling.
Run into the stampede! DJ the Stamp.
Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six-pack one when I'm traveling.
Yo, we here. Did you hear the Stampede? We in the building. The HQ part 2, the dehumanization of men. Obstacles in the building. Mr. Williams in the building. What's poppin'?
Wow.
What's up? What's up?
What's goody? What's the word?
What's goody?
Everything's everything.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
We alive, sir. We winning.
That's a fact, though, man. I sent the back signal out to the other brothers who was here earlier as well, because this is one of those conversations that I didn't want to die with that show. I felt, and I'm saying feel, and I could have been wrong, that there was a couple more things we had to talk through with maybe a few different opinions. So I dropped the link. I also email/ come on, Quan. I just dropped the link too, Quan. Y'all got Quan right here. I ain't wanted to die. I feel like, and I'm saying feel, right? Just so I'm aware. Y'all know I'm aware. When Kron brought up the child aspect, the children being manipulated in a particular way to the point where they're dehumanized, and that started to pop up a bunch of different things in my head. We got to that last in the conversation. And I think that was probably the starting point for a lot of where the dehumanization starts, man. I appreciate my brother, homeboy Blaze, Shalom, happy Hanukkah and shit like that.
Perfect.
For the 10 ball via Cash App, you heard. Thank you, CC, for the 20 ball.
Perfect.
Fat boy, what up? Hey, fat boy, you be a good candidate too. What up, my G? I know you was on a boat partying and all that. Just got married and all that. Nigga showing off. You heard?
Perfect.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell nobody else. You feel me? Well, Fat Boy, one of the most transparent people I ever spoken with. That's for sure, man. You know what I mean? It don't get cold out there?
Nah. I mean, it's cold now, but it ain't really cold. You get it? It's hot.
Yeah. What? You got a braid? You got one of the braids from
I knew you was
Kid
gonna
and
say
Play?
something. I knew you was gonna say something. Nah, coming to America, man. Prince Hakeem.
Hakeem, he got the
Oh
Hakeem.
yeah.
Hey,
These
you smell
niggas.
something? Definitely smell something out here. I smell.
Yo.
He said nothing. This is fruits and berries.
Yeah, fruits and berries, bro. I be getting flamed for it all the time.
So fact though, you deserve it.
work with Jakarta.
Wrong one. I ain't mean to play that.
That's
Click
one of my favorite movies, man. That's one of my favorite movies. of all
Yeah, Sugar
time.
Hill. They
That's
said they
my
almost
top
didn't
three.
recognize you, ops, with the without your MAGA hat and shit.
What is that? Like, catfish?
Yeah, right.
That's
it,
what
like,
Impress
catfish?
said. Yo, Fat Boy, my brother, Fat Boy.
You think I?
With the 20 ball, he says, salute him, salute my G, man. I miss you. I'm proud of you. All that good shit, man. Salute to my brother Fat Boy for the first 20 ball of the day. Didn't fit. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me see who in the chat, and we'll get this thing popping, man. I know I put this up last minute. Salute to the 50 people so far who got the memo, and we'll build from there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Quan was popping.
What's good with y'all?
Was goody. Who house you at? Why you got it blurred in the background?
Huh? Oh, this is my room.
Yeah, let me see. Jarice, what up? Jarice, you might be good for this combo. And Press, I like it. Let's get it. She putting in work. E-Dub, salute my G. Mel, you already know what's popping. Let me hit that button. Let me see. Be nice. Yeah, man, you stood me up, man. I had a ticket for you at the door and all that. It's all good, though. Wody, what's popping, my G? Oh, shit. Ebony, what up? Young Money, she let y'all know she in the building. Brother Shalawam Ak was popping. Hope all is well. Strada, we can use your 2 cents today too. Quincy, what up, my brother? How you? Everything golden? Victim Olympics, salute. I got my brother homeboy Shalawam. DC was shaking. You already? Frank White in the building. What up though? What's up, Chuck? Asia was popping. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. I got like sniffle, but I don't feel no type of way. I don't know. I guess that's how it start, right? D was popping. Hope all is well, man. Let me see. Nightbot not acting up. Got my boy Fat Boy, of course. Asia. Okay. Wind Chime, salute. Did I see you today? No, I don't think so. What's popping? Quentin, what up though with the 2000? Hamp, can you describe the whiskey taste of the brother whiskey? It's 90 proof, right? So it's a little bit more intense in terms of alcohol content, but it allows it to be a little bit more smooth. It has pretty good notes. It's made to be drinking neat, right? So no ice, room temperature. But it goes well in an old fashioned. I think that oftentimes people put a lot of bitters in the old fashioned and the orange to offset the taste of the whiskey they use. This one you can go light with both those things. You know, if you ever had Eagle Rare, I think Eagle Rare might be a tad bit. It doesn't have as sweet of a taste, the Eagle Rare. I would liken it more to Angel's Envy. So if you ever had Angel's Envy, the brother whiskey is akin to that, I would say. You know, but it's pretty damn good for sure. We've been doing well. CC was popping. Hope all is well. We got Quan in the building. All right. Yo, Coach Ferg, what up? Oh yeah, I always forget to turn it on because one, my kids, I don't know what they did with my remote, which is annoying as hell. And two, it makes the camera it gives like waves in the camera. I don't know how to explain it. I guess because of the light. But I'm gonna find a remote real quick. Black Ken, what up? Peace, salute. No Country, I see you. What's popping? All right. Wapo, what's goody? I see you earlier. I'm gonna be ready. I stay ready. I don't even sleep. That's regular shit, bro. You heard? Royce was popping. Damn, I can't scroll for shit. Hold on. And Tom, what up though? I feel like I ain't speak today. My fault. Tay was popping. Salute. Cali in the building. I like it. Dedicated was popping. Hope all is well. Good to see you back. You know what I mean? Anna was goody. Hey nigga, don't tease me with a good time. Yep, Shalom Ak was goody. All right, man, let's get to it. I dropped the link. The ladies are welcome to come up because I am going to pivot a bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to explore it in totality. Teague was popping. Y'all see the goal we got if we're going to extend the show, or otherwise we'll be here for a good time and not a long time. You know what I mean? Time is money. Money matters. We support each other. That's one of the ways in which we do it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Ops, were you here for today's conversation? When we talked about this, you was probably you were sleeping, huh? Yeah, that's early for
knocked out.
Yeah. That's early for you. But we explored the dehumanization of men. I played several clips. Matter of fact, that's what I'll do. I'm gonna play these clips back, whatever ones I still got up, to give you guys a baseline of kind of what we were looking for. I may have to talk a few of them in, but it's all good. Let me see. I don't think I got none of them damn clips of. Well, this one I played. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them real quick. This one I played a little later in the show. Men, you know how the mantra is nobody give a shit about how men feel and etc. Including men, though. And I would argue that men are probably the worst at not giving a damn how each other feel. This is a very hyperbolic clip, but I think that it summarizes my sentiment pretty damn well. Fat boy was popping.
Perfect.
What's goody? We drinking vodka tonight or what?
Nah, man.
Oh, she made you stop drinking?
Well, I stopped drinking once she got pregnant.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You ain't pregnant? You ain't pregnant?
Huh?
You ain't pregnant?
I know.
Oh, man. See? Put him in the fuck.
Hey, Hemp, you know what that is? We pregnant.
Huh?
You know what that is? We pregnant.
We pregnant.
What that is?
Huh?
What is that?
Well, if you ain't drinking because she pregnant, then we pregnant.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let me give Fat Boy his just due first off. I'm going to tell y'all. See, Ops might not have been here for it. Fat Boy came up here with a bomb he dropped on us. He dated a couple different women. No, was it 3, Fat Boy?
3.
3 marriages, 3 divorces, 12 stepkids. He don't got no kids. He found a woman with no kids, seeded her up, got married, just got off a boat. He doing his thing. You heard?
Perfect.
You know what I mean? So, Fat Boy, this your 4th marriage, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did change the saying last week. The 4th time's a charm. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, you gotta do what works. You gotta do what works, man. Hey,
Like that.
Don't never give up. That's all I can tell you.
That's a fact, though. Yo, if never give up was a slogan, they gotta use you as the the logo for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, I love you. I'm proud of you, man. World shit. Damn, what's up, sweetheart? Where you coming from?
Nah, that's all.
Huh? He freezing.
Shadows. What y'all into?
Nah, you looking cute, man. Where you get a red blazer from?
I had this thing on all day long.
Oh, you must have changed your shirt. All right, let me show y'all this clip. He just let that slide too. That's crazy. All right, look at this, right? So this is one ops, right? I think Aaron, you saw this one? Yes. Quan, you saw this one, right?
I saw towards the tail end, yeah.
So men don't give a damn. And when we talking about dehumanization, one of the premise that is still on the table is that men do it to each other the worst and did it to ourselves first because of our standards that we uphold seemingly for each other and against each other almost. Now, this is hyperbole, but this illustrates the point. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Let me hit this button.
So sad, bro. Tell us what happened. Yeah, bro, we here for you, bro.
I just been depressed because, like,
Dang, why?
my dad died a few days ago.
What? Dang, you serious? Oh, God. I'm sorry, yo. Wow, dang, yo.
Like, bro, he drowned, bro.
That nigga 40 and still can't swim? Wow, oh my God. I'm just saying, bro. Like, that nigga is 40 and still can't swim. Hey, yo. Wait, bro, how did he even drown, though?
He tripped and fell into a lake, bro.
He tripped on a snail and went into the lake?
Now, that's hyperbole for sure. That shit funny. I watched it when I first seen that. I watched that shit 30 times back to back. But do men even care about men? Do we have expectations regarding each other that dehumanize each other? Example. If I see somebody like break their finger, a man, and cry, I'm judging the shit out of him. Damn. Men don't cry from physical pain, bro. But does that dehumanize a man if you do that? Or is that how it should be because of the mantles and mantras that we have to uphold? The floor open.
I think it depends on how severe it is, to be honest.
Shot, stabbed, leg cut off, back broken, don't matter.
Damn, he can't cry.
I think it depends.
I
Like, I
just
got
seen
shot,
many.
right? I got shot. I did cry because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and my shit had ballooned up so bad you could just see all the white meat and shit. But when I broke my knee, and that was more severe, I didn't cry. I was in a lot of pain, but I didn't cry.
You saying you cry from fear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one nigga got shot in his stomach 6 times, jumped in the nigga car, got out his car, jumped in the nigga car. The nigga jumped out his car. He drove himself to the hospital, and he didn't cry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sue Surf.
That was the Southeast, wasn't it?
No, that was in Jersey. What y'all think, man?
I think it just depends on the situation and how severe it is. But I think it's situational, though.
Well, the thing about it is that most men are brought up that you can't cry for no reason. Only really reason you're supposed to cry is like the death of a loved one, and even then, you got to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah. So
I mean, me personally, I experienced a lot of pain and injuries and stuff like that. I ain't never thought about crying. The only thing I'm thinking about is, making sure I can get to where I need to get taken care of and stuff like that. So I ain't never had an opportunity to really cry. Because stuff happening around other people, you can't never let them see you at that vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Like I broke this, right? You see my ball joint right here? I gotta keep on pushing it in. Broke my thumb and broke it back. When it got me a motherfucking fifth, and I kept it moving.
Hey, listen, I don't judge. Like when my first class of kids I ever taught graduated, I cried like shit. I'm not gonna hold you because
Quan. So I don't want to conflate the two.
Okay.
So the key is physical pain.
Oh, physical pain. Okay, all right. I mean, I don't judge, man.
Who don't
The
judge?
severity of the pain to me is what you know what I'm saying.
That's probably a problem that we don't judge, right? We always run around with that. I don't judge. What's accountability?
Mm.
It is judgment. Accountability is a type of judgment.
Yeah,
Have
but
you
I
ever
pick,
seen a
I
bunch of
pick and
whiny
choose.
grown men? But
I
they
pick and
don't
choose my
like you.
battles with accountability.
Hmm.
I'm not
You ever seen
going to
that?
hold a dude accountable for crying. That just don't seem like
Shit.
a practice
But
of
when
good.
let me ask you something, Quan. If you see a dude cry, do you look at him different?
Do I have any contacts, or I'm just walking down the street watching the dude cry?
He stubbed
Well, I
his toe
mean,
and he
you,
cried.
Huh?
yeah.
He stubbed his toe, he cried.
I mean, that ain't my business.
Huh?
That ain't my business.
Quan, see, this what I hate, bro. Come on. If I stub my toe and I'm like, you like, bitch ass nigga. It's just regular shit. Like it ain't even like you gotta be all in his fit. Like nigga, but niggas be like, you crying, my nigga?
I mean, of course, yeah. If you stub your toe, yeah, and you crying.
But I see might get punched in their shit and start crying. Niggas like, you crying, nigga?
Right.
I seen dudes commit crimes, get locked up, and stop crying.
That's different. I'm talking about physical pain. Physical pain. When you lose your freedom, that's a different ball game. Like that's a different. If you lose a loved one, you lose your kid. That I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Okay,
physical pain.
Okay, strictly physical pain.
Yeah, I'm not talking about shit that makes sense.
This coming from my background. If I see a dude that done grew up like me and he break his arm or whatever, he can get shot. And if I see him crying, I'm looking at him different. I'm like, damn, he weak, you know. So I mean, it just I ain't gonna say that's right, but that is how it is.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy to me is when we'll have some whiny ass men and some crybaby ass men, but they don't want the little boys to cry. You need to be tough, but this little boy just seen you cry in the corner. I think that's kind of rough to me. To want to raise boys, no, you ain't supposed to cry, but then they see these bitch ass niggas crying and whining.
Like crying about her getting hurt?
They just whine and cry.
Damn,
are you saying crying for emotional reasons or crying for physical pain?
Physically getting hurt. The same person that'll tell a child, don't cry.
Nah, hell no.
I'm serious, hell.
Hell no. Nah. If I'm telling the youngins I no crying and they start and I cry, that don't even make sense, nigga. I die before I cry. To get the little boys let me hell nah.
It happens I'm telling you, in the hood, it happens. I'm telling you.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't give a damn, son. I'm not crying, bro. In front of the youngins, hell no. You could never lay that down.
I know. That's why I tell niggas, you a bitch. I'm serious. They do that. They the same ones that want these kids to be tough are soft as cotton at times. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying
most or minority. What you saying?
I'll go minority. I go.
Yeah, let's go minority. Let's be nice. Let's be conservative.
All right, go ahead. What you got on this?
Man. I'll go 49 for real.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, the context always depends. So I've seen men get hurt in combat and they cried at certain situations, and I wouldn't call them no P or no punk because they in combat. Like, that's stupid. So I think a lot of context will have to be seen in order to make a judgment. And again, I could make a judgment. That doesn't mean it's condemnation. It doesn't mean a bad thing, too. I'm just judging the situation from the limited information. But I wouldn't call no punk. It just depends on the context. If he was crying for pain and was hoping for a solution out of the crying, that's when it's kind of like, all right, man, that's not useful. But net, if you're expressing some pain, I don't know how your pain is. Your pain tolerance can be different. Some people can go through some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but you leave
it
open.
Can I ask you a question though, officer? You said you seen dudes cry in combat. combat, you know, you speaking like a war and something like that, military, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking that's more emotional than pain because you at war. It's it's more emotional than just like you playing football or something like that because you in a strange land, you don't know what's gonna happen, you know. So I don't think I think that's probably a combination of that crying
No,
too.
dudes be crying. And that's just some Hollywood stuff. But if you get
Hey.
pain in combat, it's some real serious pain. So you start
Do-
crying and asking for your mama.
Do you know
Hemp, I
what an
got
IED is?
Yes.
You talking to me? Oh, okay.
Step on one of those.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's it.
Hemp,
They
I got a
cry,
question
man.
though,
Okay.
because
Bit extreme.
adults, especially men, we don't typically like drop tear crying, but do you consider complaining crying as well?
Good question.
You talking about from physical pain?
Yeah, or just in general. Do you consider a dude that's complaining the same as a dude that's crying?
That's two different questions. Are you saying he complaining from pain?
Yeah.
Like what? Like, damn, I got a toothache.
Yeah, like somebody who instead of crying like tears, they just complain.
He whining, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Do you consider that the same as crying?
No.
From a man.
No, it's something about fucking that shit is
Nah, but the complaining too.
think like, yo, this shit hurts, my nigga. This shit. Nigga be saying, now if a nigga doing too much wailing and shit, I'm like, yo, chill out, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, that's
But
like
sometimes that's how people deal with the pain. They try and talk it out.
I don't got nothing to do with that, fat boy. I don't care, bro. One time, is one of my players got the fucking blues knocked out of him on a blind side, right? So the nurse like this, or the trainer, right? She get out there first. She like, stay down. You know, he can't breathe, he can't scream. You ever got the wind knocked out of you?
Oh
yeah.
That's the worst feeling, right? So he do it like that shit. She's like, Kobe, just stay down, right? I'm like, Kobe, get up, nigga. Get your ass up, Kobe. You got all these people standing around you like you some bitch ass nigga. That nigga got his ass up, bro. When he got to the sideline, I ain't see him for 10 plays. I don't know where the fuck he was, but he got to that sideline.
Yeah,
and that other team didn't see him sweat because he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? I said, get your ass up. It's something about it, bro. Bravado matters, especially in the middle of a game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, it's not so much. When anybody got more on that, because what I'm basically illustrating is the dehumanization. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Can I say something on that?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, John was.
Yo, Hemp, your mic went out for a second.
Go ahead, John.
All right, yeah. So I wouldn't say that. Well, let me back that up. It's about context.
Whoa, John, don't start this shit now. God damn.
Context.
No, the back that up is crazy. You ain't have to put that in it. Jesus Christ, John, we just started. Okay, I miss you too, nigga, but don't back up shit. Okay,
man, how old are y'all? Anyway,
what is that? Legal procedure.
Anyway, on the real shit, again, it's about man, y'all ain't shit. Forgive me for that. But still, it's about still context, man. I gotta admit, when you talk about physical pain, again, I think we mentioned that earlier, or at least you guys talked about it earlier, Hemp, where someone loses a parent versus a guy losing a girlfriend of 2 or 3 years. You're gonna have a different level of pain. Even if that girlfriend's mother dies or something like that, you may have known her, you spent time, there'll be some pain, but it won't be the same thing as if your father, who let's say you've had for your entire life, dies. That's a different level of pain. I can recall my father was 40-something years old when his father died. My grandfather died. I remember a single tear that came out of my father's eye as he hugged his siblings, my aunts and my uncles.
Yeah.
Now I can think of that type of pain I will make no jokes about, because even right now, if I had one of my parents die, that I've had since day one on this earth. I'm 54 now. They've been here my entire life. It wasn't the same thing like when my wife and I got divorced. There was pain from that. But the pain of having someone like that be in your life and then they're not there anymore, I think that is insurmountable to a point to where, yes, there probably would be a tear, possibly. I can't say right now. But when I see other folks who've lost parents, that's pain. Now, I've also been in a predicament where I'm playing basketball. Well, Q-Ham, I know you want to say something about football, but still, anyway.
I ain't say nothing about no basketball.
He reaches for the board, but yeah, if I'm playing basketball, there it is. All good. But nonetheless, you know, you're standing straight and you running, and all of a sudden you turn your ankle like this. You still standing up with your ankles flat on the floor like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've had pain like that. I didn't cry because there was too much pain to focus on tears. But that pain on my ankle, I can only imagine what someone feels that pain right here for the loss of a loved one. So
Yeah,
I can't
I'm not
comparison that.
Yeah, and just to make sure we clear, I'm very, very specific regarding physical pain. You know, I'm not saying that there's things that men shouldn't cry for. You know, losing loved ones. You know, losing a kid before, like that's probably the craziest shit.
Yep.
So yeah, I 100% acknowledge that. You know, even I always use this example of Dak Prescott when he broke his ankle when he was holding out, not trying to sign that franchise tag, because the franchise tag has no security. So if you get hurt on a franchise tag, they give you the max amount of dollars, but you don't have the security in terms of a contract. And I knew when he broke his ankle from that was tears. Like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have signed this, the whole 9 yards. But initially when he got hurt, he ain't crying. You know what I'm saying? They waved the trainers out there. But when that shit hits you, like, damn, I might be out of a job and and I'm hurt. That's a different type of pain. You feel me?
And I'm broke. Yeah, man. So I will say with pain, when I crack my ankle down like that, oh yeah, it hurt, but I didn't cry.
Okay. Mr. Williams, I said Dak Prescott, you hold up like that summer league?
Those from pie eating contests, man. 3-legged race at the fair reunion.
Yes, man. Basketball and football. Why we always got
put the YMCA trophies away.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the jerseys that you could flip inside out, depending on if you was. What's up, Jigger?
Only in the dirt bowl. Only in the dirt bowl.
I got you.
Yeah,
what's up, Mike? What's poppin'?
Good evening. I tried to get in on the show earlier, but I had some errands to run.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to the mall right now. It's wild.
Yeah,
I just left the mall and they were shooting. It's crazy. Katie Mills ghetto.
Word.
Anyway,
another mall?
No, just one person got shot, but we had just left, so it's crazy. And look, something was telling me, I'm telling you, I don't like going out. And I had, I'm always carrying, but I had an extra mag with me. Because people just doing this reckless eyeball stuff. Like I was like, man, somebody about to start shooting. I went to Walmart, I thought they were going to be shooting in there. And then look, we go to the mall, they start shooting. But no, this particular topic, man, I'm in Texas, man, Houston area.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, people, what do you call it? On edge. Everybody
they robbing Amazon trucks.
Yeah, bro. Amazon on strike. People on edge, bro. So y'all be careful out there. But no, this particular topic, man, is very near and dear to my heart, actually, because it's just something I dealt with a lot as a kid. And I talked about this on my show once, like why boys shouldn't cry, like Mr. Williams was saying, and all of that. And we got to go into deeper detail. Like Mr. John said, a lot of context is necessary. If you are dehumanizing somebody, like men, we have to teach survival through that coldness, through that what is it called, tough love.
Yeah.
So the context behind the tough love is where you can dehumanize somebody or not. It can look exactly the same.
Example.
When the example you gave, get up right now. The trainer, and this is something that we like fathers have to stop moms from doing. You are a woman. You may not understand why I'm telling him to get up while he's hurt. But as a father, right, or even as a coach, you're going to get hurt worse if they think you weak. I'm telling you to get up to save your dignity, to save your bravado, your machismo, how they view you will determine how bad this is for you later or not. And we have to like have that responsibility to be like, I know this seems harsh, but I'm showing a level of concern with this tough love for who you are as a person, not neglect, not people do it the wrong way too, where they try to stun on somebody.
Yeah.
Like, get your punk ass up. That's the dehumanization part. But if you genuinely showing concern, it can look exactly the same, but there's two different dimensions there. So the context does matter.
Okay. Well, go ahead. I stopped you in mid thought.
Nah, but deeper into that boys shouldn't cry thing. Boys shouldn't cry. Of course, people cry when they're hurt, like physically hurt, to show emotion. But have y'all ever noticed that, like, let's say your daughters, they cry to manipulate. When they all out of options, that becomes an option. So I got a daughter and a son. He can never do that. Like that excessive crying where he goes into the manipulative stage, like, what are you trying to accomplish here? Right? I stopped that. So now he doesn't even, he doesn't even go that route when it comes to crying. I will ask him, are you hurt? Is it bleeding? Get back on the bike and let's go. Right? So that's really where when we saying boys shouldn't cry, is that they should never go into that manipulative stage where they're using crying to get what they want or to get out of something, because that's just going to make their life tough. Other men won't respect them. They'll miss out on opportunities. Girls won't like them ultimately. So I think we have a responsibility to show tough love to boys that way.
I got you. So what do you think that does, right? So the fact that we can't use something, or we can't do a thing that is seemingly biological or human in nature, are we dehumanizing that aspect?
Nope. I think it's part of the human experience, because if you look at it like we were all youth, and our nature as youth is to take the path of least resistance. Every time I cry, mom pick me up, give me something sweet or whatever. So it'll delay our growth, because we'll choose to cry indefinitely, even into our adulthood. So, I think it can be dehumanizing to start that too early, but they got to be a balance.
Damn, right. So Big Chug, I tell him he can't cry. He turned 2 today.
Yeah, that's a little on the extreme side.
Happy birthday, little man. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Rock turned 2 also. Stay twins. No, I keep forgetting about Rock. Him.
You know what else? You know what else I think?
But with him though, you see the difference though. You see the difference between Chug knowing he's hurt or not.
Yeah.
Like when they do that they all do that wild fall on the slide where they like fall off. Bow. You like, oh shit. But then you like, no. You tell your wife, don't run over there. He don't even want to cry. Right? But he's 2. He probably won't cry because you tell him not to. But then you got 6-year-olds doing that same fall on that same swing, will roll around on the damn ground. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got a question. Do you think that's part of the dehumanization of it? Because we got to end up being so cold.
Cold.
I think in extremity, in extremes like that, like look at what most of us were taught. Is there blood? You see what I'm saying? Is there blood? What the hell you crying for? I say that to my son. Is there blood?
So let me ask you this. Are we explaining to them why we're saying don't cry? And do they understand? Are we sure they know we understand what crying is and why it's advised against? Have we gone down that path? I think if you don't, then you're really starting to breach dehumanizing behavior.
Okay, so you're saying,
what are you crying for, and then provide tutelage on why it's not advised behavior.
Okay, but what does this lead to? Desensitization, though. Isn't that what we're doing?
Look at it more like restraint, Ham, because it's like you have to pick your times when you're going to cry. Remember when we were kids, and again, we've all been children, so we can probably mention this to each other, where your parents said, "Do you want to see all the other little boys and girls and they'll seeing you cry? Do you want to cry in front of them?" So it's almost like they start teaching you to whereas, okay, maybe I shouldn't be crying because I will be ridiculed. Think about it. Uh, Ridicule or shame comes from crying as well when we were younger. At least I can recount hearing that from my parents or hearing that from my family. Hey, don't be out here crying because you don't want to be the only one out here crying over something like that in front of all the other little kids. Now, I've seen that in other households as well, but that's an example that I'll throw out there into the conversation because I wouldn't say it's dehumanizing, but at the same time, it's teaching folks to understand that there should be a level of restraint. Don't cry for everything versus don't cry for all.
Yeah, and I think also what I do, I teach time and place. So for a kid, it's like, yo, do you really think this is the time and place to display that? And then that gets them thinking. And then I also teach, what do you intend to? Does this solve anything for you by doing this? You know what I'm saying? Is this going to amount to some kind of resolution for you?
Yeah.
If you do this.
Go ahead, Ops.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think both people need to learn this, men and women, but it's mostly we do it on the boys. But I would say is, I think men have done pretty good thus far, all the way up to 2024. Meaning we've done a good job at kind of having these rituals and raising men into being men. So I think we're all right. What I would say is not dehumanizing because it's a part of the, like Trigger said, it's the human experience. It's not dehumanizing something. And this particular thing that you have to do is a part of the human experience to get somebody to be functional, a productive, human, and not one that just survives, one that thrives. And so we're passing on these ideas and rituals and traditions to try to help that person work through their emotions and everything. Because if you don't do that, then they won't cope and then they'll destroy themselves with that emotion. People could, you know what I'm saying, go through that pain and cry so much, feel like they're depressed, want to delete themselves. So it can go very dangerously if you don't give them that, where they can unhuman themselves. So I think what we're doing is just trying to deal with those emotions to give somebody a workable solution. Whether it's
I want to
explained
interject.
then,
I want to
after,
interject
thank you.
something. I agree with everything that y'all saying. Idealistically, that's what you want to do, explain everything. But when I was coming up, the only explanation I got, you a boy, you ain't supposed to cry. And that's how most of us came up.
That doesn't necessarily mean it was effective. Or, I mean, the way we came up, shouldn't we seek to improve? Right? We should always take the baton that was passed to us and strive to run harder and faster, and improve as you go along. You never really want to repeat the same thing.
Yeah. So how we were taught, Fat Boy, the lesson's still there, right? Based on what Trigger is articulating, like I guess because he probably expounded on it the most, we still benefit from the lesson. I think the why is important, because you tough and then love, like Aaron said earlier. Tough, but the love is the explanation, right? But now look at this. Men lead in suicide rate. What's missing? What's the why behind that? We taught to work ourselves to the bone. Don't cry. Don't be vulnerable. Right? You kill and die for your family. Emphasis on die, because niggas die about 7 years earlier than their wives. What's the birth of all of that?
I think that if I could, I think that as men, we could work on teaching young boys about their emotions. I think that when we do have the conversations about, not crying and all of these things, oftentimes it's not being taught that there are emotional things that are going on leading up to this. And I think that if we was better at teaching what these emotions are, we could better explain, like, hey, when you feel this, instead of doing this, do this. Instead of crying because you feeling this emotion at this time, explain that that's what you're feeling and do this instead of crying. So we don't give people options because we just say across the board, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But if we taught the emotions better, because there's what 50 plus emotions, probably even more than that. But if we were teaching boys these emotions, they would understand better what they're experiencing in real time, and you can speak to that instead of them crying.
Well, think about it also, running with that. I mean, when kids go out into the world, our parents have taught us how to deal in the transactional aspect of the world. A hard day's work is hard days pay or good earning, but they never send you out there with an emotional context of what the world has to offer. Going back to what Quan is saying, they teach you how to go out, earn your living, do your best, be the best you can, but they never tell you to go out and look at when you experience something, here's how you deal with it, and then move on, have a conversation with someone, and then go about your business. We don't emphasize that too much. So as a result, a lot of the things that you were saying, Ham, about why men kill themselves, that is it right there. They can't talk about it. We've been socialized that this is what men do, this is what women do. And anytime you step out of that socialized norm, that puts you in a position to whereas, well, what do? I can't talk to my boys because they may laugh. And that's not all boys. I don't agree with what Cheeky says too much. But the one thing that I recall hearing him say before I went into an appointment was about the fact that there's a context, so there's a reason. There's something that's going to cause a person to behave in a certain manner. It doesn't make him weak, but it just means that in that particular moment, there was a moment of weakness. Doesn't mean that he was weak. It was just a moment of weakness.
See, I
think.
I wish. Go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I was gonna ask if women do express and they're allowed to cry, because if they are, the women also deal with the most inclination and attempts in suicide, but they're just not successful.
Ideation.
So
but
ideation. So they're not successful.
They'll take pills, guys.
So they're not
guns.
successful.
But what I'm saying is that but Ops, think about that though. That's a cry for help. That's a cry for help though, right? That's attention. That's what they've always done. They take 1,000 aspirins. Although we've been taught for 50 years, you can't overdose on aspirin, but at least it get them the attention that they want, and they stomach pumped, right?
So that's shotgun.
But I will say, I mean,
what I'm saying. Well, hold on. Let this understand what I'm saying first. That goes along with how they're socialized. You see, because they don't carry it out. What do? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Find a solution. Guns don't fucking miss from that range.
Right.
And so our success rate makes sense based on our socialization. Now, if I'm bugging y'all, let me know. I'm trying to, you see, like I just want
we're
the
building it and figuring it out. Yeah.
But look, let me say this though, because I think we're missing something. Even though we're there, kind of the structure part. The one thing I can say about my dad, he changed the way he was raised through us because he made it comfortable for us to talk. He had 8 of us in one room and he would cut off the light.
I got you, JT.
Discuss men things, us becoming of age and everything. And that was a sacred place for us where we could come to him no matter what. And nobody, if you wanted to ask a question, you know, he would have the lights off so you wouldn't feel
bring it back though, Mr. Williams. So you saying that to say what?
The structured part. You have to have structure with anything if you want it to be successful. Yeah, so if we go through the ins and outs of everything, leave nothing untouched, then a man will be able to speak up when he's going through something that way.
Yeah. But your father will be an outlier.
Yeah. You know, I'm just saying as far as just how men should, if you're going to tell these kids don't cry, don't be weak, don't be soft, break it down to them for real and structure. You know, it has discipline takes. more than
Mr.
anything.
Williams, you there though. You said we got to get there. You're right there. So when you saying that structure, I mean him saying why are men attempting this? So even though men completed, the rates from 1990 to now astronomically high.
Yeah, they are.
Right. So, but it's all baked into the cake of this Western society. We got an imbalance in society. That's why people do it. All right. Highest prison population in the world. Most fatherlessness per capita for a developed country. Right. So you said it. That all of that is in the recipe. Most obese. We basically have. I'll summarize it to say we have the most sexually selective women. Right. So that means that a dude can do everything he was supposed to do in life and still not qualify because the women don't think he's cute enough or he doesn't fit a certain aesthetic. That doesn't really happen anywhere else in the world. Right. So these dudes, I think it's two things. They lack purpose. A lot of dudes that successfully do it, they lack purpose and they lack support. There were, one of the first classes I had taken in college was some kind of sociology, psychology class, and he put on a video from some dude called the Love Doctor. He said, if you have one person you can go to in your life to talk about anything, and they show you overwhelming amounts of support, you would never need a therapist.
So,
and that's why everybody on therapy in America.
See, I've had several friends delete themselves too, and cousins. I've had family members actually take their own life, even when they knew they could come to certain people, but they felt lost. Sometimes you have to go outside to get help.
But this is what I'm saying, right? I understand, but these things are ineffective and not working overwhelmingly. Watch this. If I'm asking y'all, when people ask you how you doing, regardless of how you doing, what do we say?
Am I
right?
All right.
Straight.
So why we the niggas that's putting bullets through their heads, I understand, right? Those are obvious, you know. But I'm fine. Mean check on me, probably. But we often default to that, right? Because of how we're nurtured. So what is it actually? I get it. Listen. I get the expertise. I understand it. But I'm looking at we still saying this isn't dehumanization, but I'm looking at the factors. I'm looking at how many times I've said fine, but it wasn't actually true. But I needed to get something done without people getting in my way. So I just said, hey, boom, to leave me alone. If I go to the doctors right now and they say, hey, you potentially got a terminal illness and we won't have the results for a week, when I get back home, I'm gonna tell my wife I'm fine until I get the results, because it could be very well possible that I am, right? But I genuinely ain't gonna pour a bunch of shit on people, right? Because I just don't know how well they can handle it. But what does that mean? Now I have to handle it by myself. And then what happens with all of that? You see? But we've been nurtured as such. So what happened?
I think it's the childhood. I think it just starts from the childhood, man. I think
is that nurturing or conditioning?
Both. That's
both.
I think those are semantic.
Like when folks say you can't complain, and what they say after that, why you can't complain?
Who gonna listen?
Who gonna listen?
This is why I always speak about the quality of your wolf pack. Like in my wolf pack, if one of them said, "Yo, what's going on, man? How you feeling?" and I can actually say, "Yo, I'm shitty," and open up to them. And there has to be that level of trust built. You can't just respond like that to associates, because there may be a relationship where you're in a leadership position, or you may have a relationship where you're in competition with one another, or you simply just don't have the trust or the knowledge of one another's lives to be able to respond truly with, an empathetic response. You just don't know enough about the person, or maybe you haven't had the trial and error with one another to earn that kind of trust. But if you have a wolf pack, if you got a wolf pack, you've known this guy's 20, 30 years, you've been through the mud together, you know each other's strengths and weaknesses and everything like that, then yeah, absolutely, you should be able to go, "Yo, dog, I'm in a shitstorm of a situation right now. Oh man, you want to talk about it now? You want me to hop in the whip? Like, where are we at with it? We got to talk this out."
Y'all got that?
Yeah.
Every man needs a tribe.
Y'all got that?
Yeah, I get it.
I got some space.
I do.
Huh?
I got about 15 of us. 30 years.
I mean,
I don't know. Everybody got
I don't think I got that.
It's kind of like.
But I will say,
wait. Let's get the question answered. You got that, Ron?
Nah, I don't think I got that for real.
JT, you got that?
Nope, not no more.
Noble say he does. Mike?
Got 2 tribes.
Yeah, I got it.
Aaron said he got that fat boy.
Yeah.
Quan?
I have it, but it's rare.
So you don't got it.
No, I have it, but I'm saying it's rare.
It is rare. It is.
Mr. Williams?
I got it.
Not everybody make it.
One person. Yeah.
So
tribe,
I just
2
wonder,
people.
right? Because we test this Wolfpack shit, right? I know niggas withhold shit, especially when it come to their woman. Let me give you an example. If your chick step out and cheat on you, and you trying to figure out if you gonna stay, you ain't telling niggas that shit.
They ain't telling nobody.
I'm
That's
telling
the only
you,
way
I'll
you gonna stay.
I'll tell my brothers.
That's been
What if it's homies that find out for you?
bad example. Nobody telling. I don't care what culture you from.
But you see what I'm saying? See a girl, right? Women. Now this you see what I'm getting at. Now a woman, obstacle. Tell me I'm bugging. She'll tell all her friends, right?
Nope. How you did it? What happened?
All
every
that.
detail.
And she might still stay, and she good. That's all right. You feel me?
Right.
But me and Ops, we lock in. That's my man, 100 grand. But let's say we got tight, and he tell me that, then he stay. I'm like, this nigga bugging, boy.
Our conversations is gonna
That's
be
a
different
that's a-
conversations.
You right about that, Ham.
And that's a conversation that you kind of do want to stay out of when you dealing with that, because when they do get back together, he gonna remember all that shit you just said about her before when he was upset with her. You feel me? Man, I don't think you should remember.
You know what?
Man,
That was a bad example, Ham.
Wait. Before I get any more superhero stories, wait. All I'm saying is, Mike, that's the example, my brother.
It's not.
Let me
Ain't
add
nobody
Mike.
telling.
No, but women tell though. Women tell.
No.
Right?
I'm talking about men. So I'm looking at it like.
But Mike, no, listen to me. Let's take this walk with me. The fact that they can tell and stay and everything's kosher, and the fact that we can't and won't, and if we tell you can't stay, why? Because men,
why?
because
The man knows.
the dehumanization of men, right? That's out of bounds. We can't take that shit. Your man can't know if you decide to stay. Why? Why is the why?
Well, why can't he know?
Hold up, now. Hold up.
Why can't he know?
Even now, look. Hold up.
Another nigga put his dick in her vagina, Aaron, and sweated on top of her, and she loved it. That's why.
And it fell out. She put it back in.
The fact that you know and the fact that he knows, what's the difference?
Look.
Aaron tripping.
Aaron, let me
No,
layer it.
hold on.
No,
I'm with Aaron on that a little
I had
bit,
to
too, though.
I had to do this stat
No, you
because
ain't
I had
wrong.
said women cheat more than men, right? And that, or the stat said women cheat more than men because they got access. Then I sat there and I was like, that means that a bunch of married dudes got cheated on. Some of them found out and they stayed. And the only reason they stayed is because nobody knew but them. So when you tell your homie,
wrong, man, that's
no, but I'm saying, but when you tell your homie, I had a homie last homecoming told me he got cheated on, and he stayed twice. He got cheated on twice, and I was looking at the side of his head like, "Hey, you drunk? You telling too much right now."
They wouldn't do it, bro.
You should have tapped the mic.
And trigger. And the thing is, no, but this is the thing. See, if that's your man, 100 grand, y'all been talking about what ain't gonna happen to you if something do happen to you, what you gonna do and all that shit. And if my broad cheated on me like that, and you get to talking that whoop, 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 and then it happened to you, what you gonna say to your homie once he found? Because you ain't telling him. He
His
gonna
head gonna
find
be
out
down,
through the
JT.
grapevine. He gonna find out through the grapevine. Now what you say when he say, "What happened, dog?"
He gonna look at
And
you
then
like
he
this,
find-
JT.
Yeah, it's going to be that because of what you were saying and the type of dude that you portrayed yourself to be. And if my woman ever did something like that and then she do it, what's up, bro? I remember when you said that. Yeah, man, basically, that's what's going to happen. So, you're not going to even, you ain't going to tell your homie.
But I would say,
you gotta
go ahead,
have a
William.
liquor guy just like me and my brother. I told y'all what my father did. So all 5 of us, we hold each other accountable. We can say whatever the hell. If we get in each other's shit, We support each other. We all close knit. We do everything on the weekends and shit with our kids, everything. So there's nothing that we don't touch. Every conversation, just like these conversations we have in our everyday life.
No,
So
I get it. I know they dropped y'all niggas off of Krypton down
No,
here in Louisville, Kentucky. I understand.
I'm being
My
real
brothers, me
serious,
and my
though.
brothers are tight too. But guess what? They ain't gonna tell me if they.
Pretty sure they got flipped.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Like,
crazy.
that's crazy.
They gonna.
My brother didn't even want to tell me. He didn't want to tell me that he got a white girl pregnant. You think he gonna tell me that?
Yeah, I'm just saying you got to think about it though. If I know my brothers, if I see them and I know some shit's off, because I've been around them all their lives, they're my little brothers. So if I see some wrong,
Mr.
they
Williams,
gonna tell
I'm
me.
right. Hemp explained it to where I could understand it now, because remember when I said that people use your position to pass judgment on you? Listen, all our masculinity is an illusion of who people think we are. That's probably the biggest L you could take. You gonna guard that one with your life, right? And if you open up to somebody, you gotta understand, like, as men, we put each other in hierarchies, and we put each other in hierarchies naturally. We do it. When you let off that your wife cheated on you and then you stayed, so we all know what that would do to us if it happened to us.
Destroy
So we're
us.
almost internalizing the pain, then passing judgment like, he probably did shit wrong, right? Like in your head, you say,
Aaron, what you got? You sound like you got something different, Aaron.
Look, but then in the hierarchy, and you're afraid people are going to put you at the bottom of the hierarchy.
Mike. The only guess who I look at as far as me being a man is my children. I don't give a damn
Mr.
about
Williams, so let me get Aaron in. But Miss Williams, what's happening is you speaking in platitudes, right? So the platitude is we got this shit together. We do this. We can't get much from that except the fact that it's an outlier. You can't solve for outliers. Outliers actually prove the norm. They don't disprove anything. You know what I mean?
Can I do an experiment?
Okay.
After Aaron go.
Yeah, I want to hear what Aaron got to say. He was shaking his head.
Peace to the panel, by the way. How you fellas doing tonight?
What's up, Noble?
How many of you, if your wife cheated once, how many of you gonna admit that you'll stay? Raise your hand. No. You see?
I might.
So if it happens,
I might.
You see what I'm saying?
It.
Nobody's gonna admit it.
I might.
And
I'm saying it.
You can't do it, bro.
But look, now all of us have just said,
I've been a man
I ain't
before that,
saying
bro.
that shit happened to me. The second you admit that it happened to you, you at the bottom of the hierarchy.
That's what I said.
All the men said, I ain't doing that shit.
You can't.
That's what we mean, Mr. Williams. Your masculinity is going to be in question. It's just, it is dehumanizing. That's the part I agree with Hamp on. I can't even tell y'all about the experience.
You can't tell niggas that.
In life.
Yo,
I can't even process that.
You can't even start talking shit in a circle with niggas.
Right.
No.
Niggas start talking, nigga, ain't you the nigga that? Well, never mind.
Right. You
Niggas
can't
like,
talk about sports. You can't talk about sports, and then they be like, nigga, what you know about sports? Nigga, your girl cheated on you.
That off your wife's chin, nigga. You can't talk in this conversation. Like,
They capped into, bro. They capped into, so I ain't worried about what they say.
That's fucked up.
I got you, John. I'm about to bring you up. Yo, it's just hard. Go ahead, Aaron.
What would you gonna say, Aaron?
I'm going to concede, I guess, to my wolf pack being an outlier, because that's not something that.
You can shut my door for me, baby.
Say what?
No, he was talking.
Oh no, he was talking.
First of all, one thing when we say things like we love each other, and when we say we're ride or die, like these aren't just words. We mean this shit. Like our very humanity. Like when we say nothing is off limits, like I'll protect you. I'm your man, pots and pans, 10 toes down, no matter what. When we say these things, we're not fucking playing. And what you're telling me is there's limitations and conditions to your loyalty to one another.
No,
this shit, it doesn't matter. I mean, we will go to the grave with shit. All right, so the Marines, right? For example, we really pride ourselves in loyalty and honor to one another. Like there's an unwritten code. If a Marine knocked on my door, he has a bed, he has a hot and a cot right now. I don't care. Look, you're a Marine. Come on, prove to me you're a Marine. Done deal. If Ops came to Miles right now, he's a hot and a cot. When you have your wolf pack, the duty that binds you to has to be unshakable. Nothing on this planet, nothing. How am I expecting him to hold his water if we go do some ill shit? Like, can put you away for life. You're gonna tell me I can't tell you that my wife ran out on me? No, and not only is that, he's gonna coach me through it. You know why? You know why?
Hemp, look in the chat. Look, one of my little brothers in the chat right now.
Mr. Williams, watch this. Mr. Williams, watch this. He's gonna be the one with a clear head to keep me from fucking it up for real. From opening fire on people, including myself.
Crashing out.
He's the one that's going to keep me from crashing out and make it look, man. You got kids. Think about what you're doing, man.
I'm glad you ain't in my wolf pack because I would have told you the wrong pack.
Wait, when the smoke settles and it's time to go back to talking shit, I can talk my shit, and he's not going to say, "Oh, you can't talk shit because this happened to you." That'll be a secret kept between us.
Yo, this is this is not. We are conflating. We are conflating though. That's a conflation.
I get you what you're saying.
But Hemp, you gotta think we all.
No, Aaron, this is what you're doing, Aaron. Aaron,
you on the other side of the world.
Aaron,
what I'm saying, you gotta think about that.
I'm in Texas.
Though, you gotta think. You in
let
you
me
up north. I'm in the
now, Trigger Mike, before you say what you say, remember he conceded to being the one off.
But I'm like Hamp said, that y'all are conflating two things. Everybody here probably got somebody they can go talk to that they trust, and that part is good. I think what's harder to do. Are you 100% certain they would never pass judgment on you, even if they don't?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's the point that I'm making.
I don't believe it's possible.
My man, this is what's gonna happen.
My little brother,
He would never tell me.
That's my little
You ain't
brother.
gotta believe it.
My brother, niggas is this is what I'm saying. Niggas is, I'm not responding like that. Like Aaron's like, don't do it. My response more like, what you want to do? Because that's what I'm thinking. That's the next step. If you telling me that, it must be some crazy shit about that happen.
Facts.
Hey, Hemp, but I
You don't gotta tell everybody everything. And I'm just saying, men draw the line that my wife cheated on me and I'm staying with her after another nigga done sweated on her.
I think it's about your position in the pack.
Think about it. Think about it, though, fellas. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mister.
It depends on your position in that pack. So, like in my little group, I'm the big dog. So everybody come to me for answers and look up to me. So I most definitely couldn't go to them and tell them that unless I'm getting ready to leave. If I tell them that and I stay, if I tell them that,
fat boy,
staying,
P gang, fat boy, and you the big dog. So guess what you can't do? You can't even go to them and ask them for no money if you need it.
Yeah, so it ain't. Well, we look out for each other, but I mean.
Yeah, I think everybody here got we got support. We got people that'll hear us out. But think about your past, right? For years, you won't know people have passed judgment on you for a certain thing. Then y'all drinking. It's Christmas. Y'all drinking, and you say something like, "Oh, I'm about to get that shorty." Be like, "Chill out, nigga. You don't know how to pick them correct." They'll say something foul, and you just be like, "What the? You say that for?"
Yeah, but
because
that's not
they
the end of the
pass
world.
judgment on you to say, "Look, bro, you just be letting anything happen to your ass." So I don't think that. I think the dehumanization part is that we can't hear it and then not pass judgment on the person.
Hey, Trigger, that'd be like a joke, though. We be saying a joke in friendly locker room banter style.
There's truth behind every joke.
That's absolutely.
That's
what make jokes funny.
And it's the truth behind every joke that makes it funny.
All right, let me ask y'all this. There do you have limits to how far you're willing to go with the jokes that you're telling?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's
if you're
we running this shit like into the mud though. So the point is that Aaron's an outlier. Mr. Williams is a superhero.
Absolutely.
Because we've been fucking dehuman, right? The things that the women do, we can't do. The things that we can't express because it literally speaks for or against your manhood. If you cry.
But that's because you joking about it though.
I ain't joking about that shit.
No. I'm just saying you was like, your girl got flipped and dipped and ha. So y'all joking too damn much.
What I was doing was illustrating the
grow up?
point because niggas say, "Oh, your girl cheat on you." No, this is what she did.
Yeah.
He had sex with her for 7 minutes. On minute 8, he took his condom off. On minute 9, she loved when he did that. On minute 15, the nigga started sweating. On minute 20, she started liking the fact that he was sweating.
That's the dehumanization part, though.
On minute 1, she had it in her mouth first.
Yeah, if she did, nigga,
you feel me?
If she tell you some shit like that now,
you're destroyed.
And you say we not friends.
Yeah, you destroyed, nigga. Get the
She
fuck out of
sucked a
here.
nigga. We not
Bro,
friends.
you know she is. If she cheats, she did.
But what I'm saying is this though. Niggas say, because I gotta say it like that, because niggas like, oh, if she cheat. No, this what she did.
She did.
Remember that thing she used to do? Remember that thing she used to do?
When
she
you first
did it.
met
You
her?
just never seen it because that was your 7th time. And she stopped. That's his first time. I just want to make some niggas understand what's actually happening.
No, I get you. But I'm just saying that's a part of the dehumanization aspect that you're talking about.
But it's so many different aspects to it. One aspect of
Yeah,
it,
that's true. He could have been missionary, doggies. You right, JT. There's a lot of aspects that could have happened.
It's a lot
when
of
that man was inside your wife, 100%.
Don't let it be a nigga that she was sending commissary to in prison. What?
What if he's stronger than you?
Come on, man.
Right. What if he like 6'9"?
Yeah, you can't whip his ass. They got a video of a dude caught his girl getting screwed by the dude, and the dude that she got caught with beat her man up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
All right, let's go. I want to move on. I want to show y'all something else. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say real story. Right, true story, and this is a real scam going around Houston. Real scam. All right, a nurse messing with a dude, just random dude.
Mm-hmm.
He, was setting her up basically. Then he started having sex with her.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he knows she married.
Mm-hmm.
Then he make a tape. Send it. Then say, if you don't send me $500 a week for X amount, I'm sending a video of us having sex to your husband. All right. She pay him for like 2 weeks and say, I don't got any more money. He wait a week, then he send a video to the husband.
Mm-hmm.
The husband, see, they having unprotected sex. She sucked it. She did all that, all the nasty stuff he talking about. True story. This is a scam going around Houston now. All right. The dude went back home, talk about I need a break. I need to clear my head. Now he living in the house. I know this person living in the house past 3 months, and talk about they not getting a divorce. What is do y'all respect his decision to stay with her or no?
Oh, I thought you said the dude that she was sleeping with moved in the house for 3 months when he moved
No.
out.
Okay, he gotta go. He gotta go, man. He gotta leave her ass.
Now you seen the video.
Hell no. So.
Hey, have you ever seen the disgusting the nigga how hurt he is, and he be like, "You bitch."
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine though when you first smash a joint, bro. When you first get a hold to something new, you not playing around. You do everything that you possibly can because it is
especially if he ain't yours.
Do not come behind. Hey.
Niggas ain't doing it.
So bad.
Hey, Ham, I'm staying out of married folk business, Mo.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel.
Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know.
How you know, Trigger Mike?
That's the cue to move on, Negro. Oh, let me add a. See, I gotta talk to Mike in different languages, man. All right.
I heard you that time.
So here with the 20 bosses context. If you tell your lady before she becomes your wife that if she cheats on you during marriage and she does it, there is no reconciliation. She consciously made a decision and you weren't her choice. Bye, girl. I hear you. I hear you. Aaron with the $2 says, don't tell me your wife cheated. I'm gonna call her a bitch. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend.
Word.
So let me show y'all this one, man.
That boy got that Michael Jackson Thriller laugh.
Hard, son. I'm gonna be going hard. All right, so because I want to bring because it's basically from today. It was only me, Aaron, and I who really reviewed these videos. So it's actually good. I'm gonna save this one. I want y'all to see this one though. Make sure I hit the like button for us, please. This is a risky pop-up, but I think it's going pretty damn well. But think about that. The fact that Mr. Williams and Aaron have a different experience than the overwhelming majority of us says what about what men can express, what we're willing to accept from each other. And then the theme, remember, is dehumanization. It don't have to be extreme, but it's something that people generally do when they love somebody, right? You'd be surprised what you're willing to accept because love and insanity, you could argue, are pretty synonymous.
Yeah.
Right? But we can't seemingly accept that shit from your mans, you know? So just thinking through it, man, because of how we socialize. And somebody has said in the chat, this is innately how we are, but I'm not so sure. Look at this.
Hey, what are you doing? I came out to check on you. Huh? What are you doing? Thought you were working.
So this one thing I had pointed out earlier. Do you see how he even surprised she even out there inquiring about what he doing?
He didn't even notice nobody walked up on him.
I'm looking at this.
What is it?
It's wire. It's a spool of wire. And I'm almost out of it. Can you see the spool of wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost out of it.
Okay.
And I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. I bought it like this it's on a piece of a long time ago, but it's like 40 years of my life. It's in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense? This is what's left.
I'm sorry to hear that. And it's sad for you, but you're wearing your Jets hat, and I'm a little concerned right now that you're wearing your Jets hat. I thought that's why you were crying.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm gonna bring you up, John, once I walk this
check on
thing.
him.
Whoa,
I hope somebody checked on
that's
that guy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to bring back dude saying who the fuck you talking to.
I don't even know if he had an opportunity for that.
You don't even see that man. That man is invisible.
In that instance, I don't even know if he had an opportunity for that, Quan. I think he reflecting. He by himself. He ain't bothering nobody. She come out there. You notice he like, huh? I'm always out here working and doing whatever, right? She even said, I thought you out here working. So I don't know what he does. But 40 years of his life was in that spool of whatever.
He's an electrician.
Yeah.
Because that's all I could think of in my head when she started talking. Yo, who the fuck you talking to?
You be flabbergasted because she would have got it. What he was saying was that I'm almost at the end of my life, and I just came to a realization of it. And she could even connect to him. She talking about some damn Jets hat, and she thought that
But the Jets do stink.
The audacity, though. Like,
but let me walk this in, right? Because y'all about to go all over the place. Y'all putting yourself like y'all did him.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah.
Don't be look at that. Why men don't open up? Don't be vulnerable, right? Because frankly, nobody cares, right?
Nope.
Essentially, right? And so we suffer in silence, and we take pride in that to an extent. I'm saying I'm not all, don't mean all, right? Essentially. But look at this though. And again, the premise is dehumanize, right? What do you think about that clip in that context?
She ain't see him as human.
That's what I said. That man is invisible to her. That's exactly what I meant.
Nah,
She dismissed
people
this
just
humanity.
people just so used to the head of the household, the man of the house, the one that take care of everybody, the one that's never sick, the one that's always working, the one that's always busy, the one that's handling all the bills, the one that don't never complain about nothing, the one that always find a solution to every single problem, the one who always makes sure every time somebody car get broken into, broken down, or whatever that's fixed, that they the go-to person, they phone always ringing, you always asking for something. Then, bro, bro, that's just shit, bro.
That's a tool, not a human. Though. Everything you just described a tool.
That's
not
the
a
point.
human, or basically a robot.
You become
She didn't
dehumanized,
know her
bro.
husband. She
But
didn't.
see,
She
that's
didn't
why I
know her husband.
always like, what is your goal? Like, what was she trying to accomplish saying what she said out her mouth?
I don't think that she did it maliciously. I don't think it was a malicious thing.
No.
It goes to what
Just
Brother
jealous.
Mac was saying was
I
that
was just saying that.
when you live that life and you are the go-to and you are the one and you've never you basically with him, I'm good, I'm all right. Now this is what we have to do. You the problem solver, you the one that go through, and then you just had a moment and you expressed it to her. She just didn't know how to handle that.
No, I think
But
she's
I don't know, JT. I disagree.
Let me give you an
disagree.
example, right? So let's say if Hemp, right, got sick one day. He don't feel like doing the show, right? And he really sick, like 102 fever. He's bugging out. He still do the show, right? The whole time he doing the show, he's hurting and he's in pain. But ain't nobody gonna really be like the whole time be concerned all the way about it. Cause he a man. And it don't
let's go ahead and
matter
take
what's
the
going on
off,
with
bro.
you as a man. If you ain't handling what you handling or being a man, anything outside of that don't even really you being sentimental.
It can go a lot more deeper than
mean,
that.
Go ahead. That's the thing about it is what's being said is that men are just looked at what they can do, what they can provide, what they offer, you know, not them as a person, they feelings, how they feel, what's going on with them. None of that is taken into account. It's only can they still perform.
Real quick,
And that's
Mr.
what
Wayne.
happened.
Real quick, fat boy. Mr. Williams, I'm gonna take you down when you smoking because it limits the monetization of the stream. Just FYI.
Ron, are you rolling something?
That never gets flagged.
Never mind.
Nah.
I got you, Hank. I'm gonna rotate.
I'd be the worst person to have.
Go ahead, fat boy. Finish your sentiment.
So that's the dehumanization part of it. Is this we just looked at it as not everybody, but him in that instance, he wasn't even looked at as a person. She just, why you ain't working, basically. You know, what you doing out here? Just sitting there looking, you know. And she didn't do it maliciously, but she didn't understand at that point in time that he actually was reflecting that his life was at an end.
Nah, I disagree. I disagree because here's the thing: kindness don't cost nothing, and people pick and choose who to do that to and when to do that. Because I guarantee you, if she worked, she would never do that to her boss or her superiors.
Quan, you
She
married?
would never do that to anybody that holds any type of power over her, but she'll do it to that man because that man allows it.
What it's y'all all it's just no right or wrong here though.
Right.
So this is cultural. This is what's allowed in our culture now, right? So what it is insensitivity. And she like that was his wife, right?
She
That
said she was
bothered
checking
me a
on him.
lot. Yeah, that bothered me a lot because what you'll probably notice is that those moments are very rare. And if you took a rare moment and then stepped on it, this is why dudes like don't talk at all. That's why their wives and girlfriends will beg them to open up. And you're like, the last time I did that shit, did you see how you mismanaged?
Insensitivity.
But wait, did y'all
That's
just
why
catch?
I don't let it slide, Trigger Mike. I'm
No,
not
but
going to
Quan-
give you the benefit of the doubt because you know what kindness look like.
No, but Quan, you said she would never do that to her boss at work. Here's the catch to that: her boss is never going to come to her with gripes, moans, and complaints.
I'm
He's never
saying
going
even if he did, she
No, well, you
understands the
know.
power dynamic enough.
Well, we don't know
to
that because
respect that.
that never happens.
So you telling me that they'll have the heart to really talk back to they nah.
If that was her boss, she would never go into she would
I
never
highly
go out
doubt
in there
they
to check
challenge
and
that
see
at
what's
work.
wrong with them. If
Didn't
that was
talk
her
back
boss.
to him. She just displayed a disregard for his emotional state at the time. She was not talking back to him. But what I'm saying is the reason why a woman wouldn't even have that to contend with at work is because her boss would never be emotionally
Available.
compromised.
Yeah.
For her.
Never.
I think that
And it'd be weird if that happens on her job.
You will be
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, I
But-
mean,
but-
I
but
think
look,
that's some. Oh, go ahead.
this
go
is
ahead.
this is just a lack of emotional intelligence.
I think it's
Oh, it
yeah.
definitely
I hate
is.
that.
Exactly.
I hate that word. I hate that word.
Exactly.
As much as I hate damn what him said.
This is actually
it
when
is
it's
what it is.
applicable
She
to
missed
the
her
T.
cue, but she missed her
didn't read the
cue.
room.
And it's just more than likely that she missed her cue because they probably been married for a while, and certain things that this man normally does, his habits, he's never came to her in that sense right there. It goes to what Rymack was saying. I'm good. It's all good. He was the problem solver. Whatever it was. Now watch this. What shows us sometimes in life that we misses our cues because we end up losing people. We end up losing people by just doing everyday life. Oh, they is what they is. You talked to somebody before, or you probably didn't, or you heard a story of somebody talking to somebody. They say, I'm good. They look like they was hurting or whatever. Next thing you know, the news that you get that they're gone. So then look at the people that was around them. They're in shock. They're numb. Because it's unbelievable that this person is gone, especially if that person was the person that actually was a vessel that looked out for everybody, right? And when that happens, especially when the dad was that man, that will put a toll on someone. And they be like, hey, if I would have just, and then now they're feeling guilty because they missed the cues. That's basically how that looked. Because she, gotta remember, in the video, she said, hey, I'm just checking on you. He like, huh? Hey, I'm just checking on you, see how's everything
Bring
going.
right back up, Mr. Williams.
But see, go ahead.
Well, so JT, just on that point, right? I want to make sure the discussion is more organized. Mr. Williams, I'm gonna bring you back up, and I got Hink in the back too, right? What cue? Now, if this man been socialized like we've been socialized, and I've been fine, and we've been married for 20 years, and I'm always fine. The one time she come outside to make an inquiry, well, who knows if this is her first inquiry, right?
Right.
But this is the one time he actually expressed something.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so accustomed to him not replying with anything of substance. Of course she misses it because she can't identify it because it's never been displayed before.
Yeah.
Because he's been socialized to be okay.
Right. And it was what he said was also, it was more philosophical than anything else. I got it. She just didn't get it. I ended up getting it.
But here's the thing.
Right. Yeah,
but JT, we playing Monday morning quarterback. We got the music. We got the little ugly ass white boy in the corner making like he's sad.
Right.
We got the title
long
saying,
text.
right? Why men don't open up to women, right? It's shit like a
She
morgue
just on a
for
Sunday
us.
morning or some shit.
Yeah,
you still read it all wrong though, man.
And it got 100. It got 180,000 likes. So we looking like, oh shit, right? So we gonna get it right.
Yeah.
We're on the outside looking in because if you have a marriage where you have that type of nuance where they're all just back and forth, let's look at all the other sides of it where they just talk trash to each other, and he had an actual moment that because of their relationship, oh look, like she's talking about his Jets hats, and to us looking in there, he's at a point. She's thinking that it's all bullshit as it is, maybe on the norm, and
John,
she
what you
misses
gonna do?
that
What you gonna say? What I said?
No,
Yeah,
I'm about to
basically.
say, that's it. If I'm saying it, then I'll reiterate it. I'll put a nail in it right about now.
Okay.
No, she missed the moment. Yeah.
Not only did she miss the moment, like we're giving her a little too much grace. That's a woman. They know how to pick up on emotional moments more
That's
than we
what
do.
I'm saying, Trigger Mike.
So think about it. Reverse that. Hold on. No. Reverse that. Hold on. Reverse that and put a woman right there. She moving in for a hug. You need something?
Wait, but Mike, take this walk with me for a second, because if she can notice it from a woman who always displays it. So if there's a level of inconsistency with the man's behavior, the expectation is her to get it when she doesn't have the identifiers because they're not customary. But with another woman, the identifiers are there and readily available because it's consistent. So what do we? Because look where I'm pushing hard. Because the dehumanization thing is real, but I don't think I'm far off.
No, but you know what would be the appropriate? You know what would be the appropriate response? Inquiry. because it's something so different.
That's why I'm like,
Wait a
she
minute.
was an
What
asshole,
just
man.
happened? This is not usual. Something's wrong.
And we usually do nothing. It would have been better for her to just stay silent. But if something happens that rare, and it probably rarely ever happens, and you mismanage it so bad that you decide to make a joke, most of the time when we are surprised, we do nothing. So that's why I think you're right to the dehumanization part, but I think it's also cultural to allow that to happen to a dude over and over. You're gonna make jokes about this shit. I ain't never talking to your dumb ass again.
She could
That's the
be
shit I would have
dumb,
said in my
right? She could be dumb. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to look at it.
If any of our wives,
no. And maybe a little reiteration besides forget it. That sounds like happy wife, happy life stuff. So maybe it would have been beneficial to say, honey, I'm being very serious with you right now. I'm having a moment.
Well, also let's give it credit. Let's give credit to this too. Maybe after the fact that we did see her kind of respond in that type of way too. So we don't know what happened after the camera went off, though. You know what I mean? We just seen the moment when it happened, and then I think at the end she kind of realized what was going on. That he was actually dead serious. He was she was like, "Hold on, what's wrong? What's going on?"
She probably went to go let the dog lick her on her face. Like,
this might be risky. Then if they white, it ain't right.
Yeah, come on, man.
And I got problems in life. I don't want to tell people about all the problems that I be having. Like I be trying to figure out what color, what outfit I'm gonna wear, what car I'm gonna drive. You feel me? Like people don't understand. Like those be real problems. I can't come to nobody talk to y'all about that stuff like that, man. I can't figure out what car I'm driving.
For me, the reason why I don't give her no grace is because she put it on camera.
Period.
I can't give you no grace.
I ain't even talking that. But see, I think we focused on her. Like she could have walked off camera and dropped dead for all I care. I'm talking about men, right? In our conduct, our socialization, how her not getting it, right? And this happens to us too in real life. It'll happen to me, and it may be more subtle than that, right? I don't think I've ever been poetic about some shit like he was, and it was missed. But our conduct, does it lead to these misses?
Yes,
possibly. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
It does.
I definitely don't do that.
Contributing factor.
Because I mean, as a leader, you can't really expect empathy from those you're leading. You can't expect solace from those you're leading. I mean, if they give it to you, it's great, but as an expectation, it all falls on you anyway.
Heck yeah.
Always.
Expectations.
Yeah, man.
Like I cannot expect a level of emotional support I'm willing to give from my wife. Now, if she gives it, right, that's a thing. But if she doesn't, I gotta eat that. Yet I also have to be willing to offer her unyielding emotional support.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, that's 100. I think when we
Yeah.
look at when we look at what we do as men, everything that I have. Go ahead, obstacles.
No. Go ahead, Mike. I was asking Aaron really about the whole
Yes.
two-way. Go ahead. All right, cool.
No, I'm just saying, like,
No. Let obstacles expound on that. I don't want to hear Mike reiterate because he said Aaron said that's what's 100. So I don't know why he still want to talk. He already said it's 100. That means he agree. Obstacle said really because he's perplexed.
Yo, why JT? This is off track. Why
All right,
JT sound like the dude off Thriller? They be laughing at the end.
When I be laughing.
All right, Ron, come in.
Ooh, yeah, that was a pause. Yeah, that was.
Well, what's going on, fellas? I don't think no man. I'm just gonna say.
What up, Hank?
What's going on, man?
Hank?
It's been a while. I'm glad I didn't break my plate over here. I'm glad Hemp let me back up, man. So it's all
Yeah,
good.
I ain't seen my brother in a minute, man. How you been?
It's been a while, but I'm back in the building. But you know, I was looking at that video. I seen that video before without that little white dude in the corner. Yeah, she's really, in my opinion, he really should overcompensate. If that man, like somebody said, he's probably something he doesn't do a lot. And if he doesn't, and if something that is not normal for him, he should have really overcompensated and stuff and really try to figure out what was going on with him. And at least try to have some type of sympathy about what he's talking about the wine. Just hear him out. she just like lightweight brushed it off. I guess he thought she was crying because it's, you know, he's a Jet
the
fan.
Jets
Maybe
lost.
yeah, they messed lost earlier. Man, come on, really?
That's why he got up. He was pissed off.
Like,
he didn't even hear me.
She had an opportunity to hear her husband out, and she just didn't do it. You know, and that's just unfortunate. I know a lot of men don't really get that opportunity to be vulnerable with their wives, and some men even take the stance, I'm not going to be vulnerable at all, not even going to attempt to. And I can't blame when dudes say shit like that. I can't blame them, because you have scenarios like we just seen in this video, what makes it hard. Damn, man, is my old lady is she gonna respond to me like that, or is she gonna be more empathetic to me and willing to hear me out and see me in? And I know one of the things y'all was talking about
in a conversation, an argument later.
Y'all was talking about crying earlier. I know with my son, what I did with him, I always don't. You know, he started to cry. I said, stop all that crying. Use your words, and I will force him to tell me what's going on with him. Don't just sit there and cry about it. Talk to me. What's wrong? Why are you crying? What are you upset about? Now, the last time he cried was probably, other than a death in the family, was his last game, his senior day, and they end up losing in the playoffs. And he cried. And I held him tight. I said, just stay right here until you get yourself together, because everybody don't need to be seeing you getting all emotional like this, just for his protection. So I understand when y'all talk, when we talk about guys, man, how, you know, it's not always a safe space for a man to express his feelings, even if it's shedding tears or two in public, because of the perception that may come off.
Yeah,
He's into the dehumanization part that Hamp's talking about.
But you see how you allowed him a place to redirect his energy, you know what I mean? By saying, use your words. Not only are you doing something with that energy, you're making him feel heard and acknowledged, and you're brushing up on his communication skills. Communicate what the hell's wrong with you. Start actively working towards a solution. Don't just
Articulate
stop crying.
yourself.
Don't just bottle it up, right? Because what does that do? You build a powder keg with that shit. You are able to redirect the energy to something productive. And that's what I think we need to do.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm
when
gonna
she
let
was expressing,
dudes have this one, man, because
but when she was
you
expressing,
upload a video of me being emotional to you, I'm ready to sign them papers. You got to go. I'm sorry.
I don't think that she had malicious intent, though. That's why I said what I said. It just got to the point where she really missed it, because what my man was basically expressing to her was he only had 9 more Christmases left.
And you upload that
was
for
basically
the world
it.
to
And
see?
she didn't. But I think she did it to show that she missed it. She didn't understand. I mean, we're speculating, but I don't think she did it with malicious intent. I think she did it to actually teach some form of a lesson. That I should have been listening to my husband when he was telling me, because the man was like, I didn't have this spool of this wire, this copper or whatever for so long, and now it's at the end of the wire. And then he correlated that with his life. He like, it's significant in me telling you right now, damn, this is almost at the end. I'm at the tail end of my life type of a thing. And instead of her actually catching the cue, having the conversation with him, so the man can at least say, okay, let me, process this with my wife. And she did that. What I thought, because you had the Jets on, the man closed back off, and he was just like, all right, forget it.
JT, you making it sound even worse.
I think you want to get us to super chat.
He at the end of his life, and you uploading this conversation.
Nigga, a lot of y'all at the end of y'all life. Y'all
For the
just
world. Y'all don't see the disrespect.
You only got 15 Christmases left.
I get it.
Hold on, John. I think Ham wanted to get to the super chats. Ham, were you trying to get the super chats out? He had one up there.
Oh, he wants somebody to read it.
Yeah. Elkan Ali with the $5. Shout out to Dennis Edwards on the panel. Don't look any further. Salute.
Obstacle, that's you, right? You know that, right?
No, really.
Oh, we're good to go. All right, yeah. Go ahead, Jensen.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
I'm
you
just
got
saying,
jokes.
like, to me, that's disrespectful, and I don't tolerate that. I can't tolerate that amount of disrespect, because it's one thing for that to happen. It's another thing for you to upload that for the world to see.
Or
me
even
in
with
this
your,
state.
even if you wasn't uploading it, to share with your family, what was you recording it for in the first place?
That's what
If
I'm
you was
saying.
really
Y'all,
concerned. So I feel you, Quan.
I just think that she wasn't. I think she's just not very attentive to her husband. I think majority women, you know, if you own your wife's shit and you own that, you'll be attentive to your husband. You'll know when he's down. You'll question that. I don't think that she's just very attentive because she just missed the mark completely. I
I
think
mean,
she's used to doing that. I
I
think
mean, yeah,
if the
but
woman really knows you, she would have had a better conversation with him
I mean,
when
yeah,
he
but
opened himself
for me,
up.
it's a whole different level when you feel comfortable enough to share this with the world. That's a whole nother dynamic of disrespect, in my
I think
opinion.
she's
Maybe
probably
y'all,
been used to doing that though. You got to think she's probably used to. Majority women nowadays, they always feminine.
but you going, you really going there. That's what I'm saying.
I
Like
mean,
you gotta
Quan, you
really
talking
go
about
there,
disrespect, man.
But Will,
How is it that you view
the
that as
issue is,
disrespect, though?
huh?
I mean, it's like again, you keep saying the disrespect. I couldn't deal with the disrespect. Now I'm looking at that, and I'm not looking at it. I'm not saying that as disrespect. I'm saying that as someone who is literally maybe have this jokey joke lifestyle with her husband, but the one time we had some real shit that he needs to speak about, he's talking about that spool from a perspective of he's had that for 40 years of his life. And I'm not adding into what JT is saying as far as him comparing it to his life. It's just the moment that she has not been present for 40 years. He has had many things that have happened over the course of that 40 years. Let's say the birth of children, the death of family members, maybe an experience when he graduated college and there was something he was building a fence with this copper wire. He was using that copper wire to mend something or to make something the same time his life was occurring. And he had a moment where he was just reflecting on that, and she came out talking crazy because she did not have that connection with the moment like he did. She didn't see what he was trying to get to. So I don't see where, again, you're looking at it from a perspective of disrespect. I mean, unless you see
Only way
something
that
in
works.
Well, look, I say that to say this. I believe that in them cases, that's a private moment, and I believe that every relationship has a respect to privacy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants their most private or most cherished moments being shared amongst everybody.
if it was
And
a
the fact
private
that you
moment.
bold enough to do that
That's facts.
is disrespect, in my opinion.
No, I
Again,
get
in your
One, the
opinion,
only thing that I can see it happen is like Hink said, is that she uploaded it with a teaching moment to for other women to actually. This is the moment you need to focus
pay
and listen
attention.
to your husband when he's pouring out, because this is when you've been asking for him to be vulnerable with you and open up. Well, when he does open up, you got to be ready for that ploy. So maybe that's the only way it works, is if, because you have to record it and then you have to take the second motion and actually upload it to the internet. So there had to be a two-point thought process where she had to actually process it
And
and
put a
upload it
caption to the shit.
and put
Put a
caption to it.
caption
So
to
the
it.
That's
only
what
way
I'm
that
saying.
works
All of these
is if it.
processes she
he
doing,
fumbled
y'all
the
don't see no
kill.
disrespect in
Quan,
that.
And the
Quan,
only
she
way I
fumbled
can
the
see it
handoff from
working,
the line, man. She fumbled the
being
rock.
non-malicious, is if it was
Also,
set up for a teaching moment for other women with their
and
husbands. That's the
also,
only way. Otherwise, I feel you, Quan.
yeah, exactly. The whole uploading stuff. But what I would say is she probably just missed the moment because, as you know, John just said, they have that relationship.
Yeah.
So we got to be very articulate. It's almost like women when they're like, man, why don't they just say how they feel up front? Why they give me all these clues? And it's got to be just say if you got a problem, come to me with your problem. It's the same thing. Sometimes we got to be articulated. It's rare for him to have a problem. He's always joking, and he needed to express it versus saying, never mind, forget it. He needed to be like, look, I'm serious now, honey. You know I'm a joker. I'm always messing with you. We're talking about the Rams. I know you was in there with the kids and you came out to check up on me, but I'm having a serious moment. Can we talk? That's how you express yourself. You got to communicate the rest.
Yeah.
We're
Now, if
missing
she said,
context,
shut up. Now, if she said, oh, be quiet. You're just being over dramatic or I don't care. Now it's like, okay, the man really was like, hey, look.
Now. Yeah, we getting in the
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, but he doesn't
exactly.
see.
Now we're getting
From
into
what I've
disrespectful.
seen, he doesn't look like he was the really joking type. He looked like he was serious and thought about what he was saying. He looked at that spool of wire and said, "Man, this thing's been around as long as is my wife, my kids. My kids was grown up and moved on, and I still got this same spool." He's reflect, like JT said, he's reflect on life and looking at this wire. One of the
He
oldest
turned it
thing I
into a
have in my whole
metaphor.
home. Yeah,
Turned
and
into a
so
metaphor for his life.
right
He's
then and there,
reflective, having reflective moments.
she just totally, like I said, missed the mark. I mean, bad.
And
Now,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
part
It's
about,
disrespectful.
and I'm saying
Y'all
with
just
Swan, we saying
projected.
about disrespect. I don't know if I would go to that as far as saying it's disrespect, but I guess I would probably call it more like just inconsiderate.
No,
Just
I
truly
think this
it's disrespect.
and
I,
how she
I
moved.
think it's I think it's exactly. I know JT said he doesn't like the word. I really don't like the word either because it's overused. But I think it's perfect in this scenario. This is lack of emotional intelligence. She was, he expressing his emotions. She wasn't intelligent enough. This is the only time that it actually applies because most women don't use it in the proper context. But
y'all letting her off the hook.
This
bro.
is accurate.
So you telling me
everybody
that's
ever heard of?
So you telling me
has
you would allow this kind of disrespect?
What?
I didn't
Quan,
say
what
me,
is
brother.
calling
What
it
you mean?
disrespect? Man.
If I'm emotional,
hold on.
One mic for a second, guys. One
I'm
mic
trying
for
to
a second.
rationalize
Has
the
everybody-
man
has
in the
no, if
video.
I'm
the woman.
emotional, right,
Quan,
and you my
hold on.
wife, and I'm being
It's not
emotional to you,
She is
If
not
you-
being disrespectful, bro.
Hey, nobody I don't care about what y'all talking about. What obstacles said need to be addressed? Y'all steady arguing, is it disrespect or not?
Yeah.
Whatever. What obstacle said lends to the discussion that we've been trying to have is the fact that he couldn't tap into anything else but storming off says what about how men are socialized? Because I would argue that most of us would say, fuck it then. Forget it.
Well,
And then
yeah,
we just stopped communicating about shit. Like, to be honest, like football shit, my boxing shit, whatever the case is, I don't even really be like, I may say something like, hey, I put this nigga out today or whatever the case. But very rarely, I got a lot of good days and bad days up there, but I don't really say too much about them for whatever the reasons may be. Because I generally think you probably don't give a shit.
Nah,
And
I'm cursing her out.
he just had a moment of
Hold on,
clarity.
Quan. You did enough, Quan. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think he had a moment of clarity, and then he realized who he's talking. He said, "God damn it, I tried." She always talked about me expressing myself, talking myself, and letting her know how I feel. I tried at that moment, and once again, her silly ass let me down. I'm not gonna keep doing this. Fuck you, bitch. I'm out.
Nah, man.
I'm
You
telling
can't
you.
just be sitting there. You can't just be there. You
I'm
can't
telling
just be
you.
sitting there with some
I'm
wire
glad somebody
and
understands.
then go all Play-Doh on people.
Somebody see what I'm talking about.
Damn,
But doesn't I mean? But it is a good question because I've been guilty of it. I just shut it down. I just be like, all right, forget it, man.
We all
And-
shut
yeah.
down. Majority of
Yeah.
us shut down. What does that say, though?
That's the problem.
There's no headwind.
I've suffered consequences behind doing that sometimes. Myself personally, I've suffered some of the consequences because, I had a problem with the whole shutdown, and I was shut down forever. I was one of those dudes where it was like, you ain't gonna ever get me to talk about it again, and there's nobody can talk me into it anymore. So, and I suffered the consequences by doing that also. So,
And this goes back to why this goes back to why Aaron said that we need our tribe, our wolf pack, right? You need to have a group of men because let's be honest, women don't live. We're talking about a point of view that women don't experience in life. So would it be safe to say that women live an easier life than men because we're dehumanized to a certain extent due to duty and obligation and expectations of masculinity, right? This is what is what's expected of us, right? So if you don't have a group of men that you can actually share that with, because they're the only people that can actually relate to you with it, because their lives are usually just as difficult. So you have to have that tribe that you can actually throw things off. Hey man, I went through that too. Don't even trip. This is what I did. Am I right, Aaron?
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, then you need to cultivate and build that.
Condensing these points down. right? Condense them down. Y'all tired. Nobody's speaking in a dynamic fashion. That means y'all gotta condense them points down. 40 seconds. Go ahead, Ops. Mr. Williams, you ain't that thirsty. You acting like you thirsty. Go ahead, Ops.
No, I was going to say, I mean, having
I
y'all
got
been in
you,
a
Ron.
relationship, having y'all been in a relationship with a girl or something or a woman, and then she says something and you make a joke, and she's like, "Oh, forget it," and you might have just missed it, and then you got to rap back and say, "Okay, girl, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong," and she'd be like, "Oh, you didn't see? I said so." So everybody kind of miscues sometimes, and I think just even speaking to what Aaron said that one time, like, we've always got to give there and be there with them unconditionally, but they don't have to do the same. It speaks to the deficit that you're talking about now. So when you have that moment and you on your Play-Doh stuff in a Jets hat, sitting outside by yourself, they're going to miss the moment. So you just got to be expressive, and you had to double back and say, "Look, I was having a serious moment with you, babe." And then that's where you can get further. But if you don't do that, closed mouth don't get fed, man.
Yeah.
So if you don't say nothing about what you're going through, then it's going to get looked over.
Yeah, I see that.
Wiregate.
I'm Dan,
And I'm
this
Cindy.
is Cindy. Dan actually is known as the Wire Man, which is not bad, but very interesting. And we're going to have a conversation with you about our experience this week, everything we went through. But first, we want to thank everyone, don't we?
Yes, it's been a wild ride, and we've been posting videos for well over a year, and kind of tag teaming with the book that we wrote, and some of the fun things that we do, and never in our wildest dreams did we think we get the response that we got from this video.
And for those of you that are following us and paying attention to some other stuff, we thank you, because our job purpose is to help people really stay communicated and stay in present moment with their partner. And we'll talk about those that don't believe that, but first we're going to address the video. I had an idea for a couple weeks about doing this video because I had been working with some wire that I bought many, many years ago. And I remember how big it was, and I thought I will never go through this wire. And I just had a couple moments with it, and I asked Cindy, I said, "Come out and film this. There's something I want to do on this." And I had no idea where it was going to go, or even if we post it. But
neither did I.
And neither did you. And so she just came out to the front porch where I sat with this wire, and I kind of told this story that I was feeling in the last couple of weeks. And I might have explained that, and some of you might have heard that. And I just asked her to film. And then at the end, she made a comment about the Jets hat. So I want to look at this in two ways. The first way is maybe
Take a breath. Take a breath.
The first way is how much I appreciate the people, men and women, that resonated with what I was doing. I saw one comment was, "Oh, it's all staged," and then I saw another comment that's, "Oh yeah, check out point 032 and tell me this would be the best actor in the world." Well, let me be clear, it was not staged. It was a true present moment feeling about this wire, and it was not planned. I just said, "Put this on film. I don't know, maybe for my grandkids, whatever." Cindy came out and filmed.
But not to interrupt you, but we do that quite often. If we have a feeling, a thought, something we say to each other, we're like, grab the camera, this might end up being something good. We do that often. So when you said grab the camera, I was like, I'm on it. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm on it.
We do. We never stage anything. We always catch each other in interesting moments and have authentic responses, because for us, being authentic is the only way to go. So anybody that thought it was staged, you're wrong. It wasn't. So anyway, as I said, I really appreciate everybody that resonated with that, because, oh my God, some of the comments and some of the things that people said about men that had stuff from their fathers that, had been around a long time. And every time they go use the tackle box, they see the pliers.
Well, it's just like my coffee cup. My dad drank from a coffee cup on a Friday morning and died on Sunday. And I had drink from that coffee mug. Thank you for making my coffee every Friday in that coffee mug. And I think that there's, there are things that people hold on to, as the comment said, that, it just kind of brings the memory alive. And I think that's, your school is just stirring a lot of good memories for you, especially with your brother.
You have to do that. So that's really amazing. Part of that too is that we saw numerous times was man's vulnerability. And I'm somewhat of a vulnerable person, but certainly when I feel something as deep as that, I'm extremely vulnerable. So I appreciate everybody out there recognizing that. I appreciate every person that saw my vulnerability, because I was totally connected to what I was doing. Now I want to talk about the second part. And the second part is Cindy's response to what I was telling her. We share everything. She knows everything about me. When she made that comment, she wasn't thinking about anyone else seeing it, and she wasn't even planning it. She was actually speechless, right?
I was listening to you talk, but so often we listen and we're thinking about what we're going to say to someone, and we're not really hearing them. And I had no idea what he was doing. Like, we've done a lot of things over, the last year or two, and I'm like, God, he's really good at this. And so I'm standing there thinking, is he acting, or is he, doing something? And so of course my mind was on, how do I respond? How do I pull him out of this? You know, we had just had a conversation about how the Jets suck and we're such just huge fans. We travel to New York every year to see them. And we had this conversation and we were so sad that they had had such a bad year. And then I see him sitting there with that hat on and I was like, you're wearing your Jets hat after we talked about them having such a bad year. So it was maybe a poor response on my part, but I think if you understand who we are and how we talk to each other and, you know, the interactions that we have, I mean, all of our friends are like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Like the video was no big deal. But the people that don't know us, don't understand us, really were offended. And I want to address the idea that there's a difference between intention and perception. And I am sorry that your perception of me was what it was, because my intention is never to be that person, ever.
Fuck it, bro. She justified it. She justified it. I'm sorry you feel that way. That's that apology.
That's crazy.
If I hurt you, type of shit.
She didn't. You can tell what type of relationship there is. She was constantly cutting him off. Wouldn't let him get his thought fully out. Didn't let him finish shit. Yeah, look, this man is scared to be vulnerable with that heifer. Whether he want to admit it or not, he was trying to protect her. He was saving face by certain things he was saying. Yeah. She runs over that dude on a regular basis.
Damn, son.
He probably didn't have a choice. He probably didn't want to expose all this doing this, sharing this shit. It was probably her idea. He just rolled with it. And I think somebody said,
"Calm down,
happy wife, happy life." Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
You one of them, Hank.
Calm down. Collect your emotions, because she did do that when he was talking. She was like, "Relax,
take a deep breath."
Yeah, that's what the word was, right?
Breath,
Take a deep breath.
Damn.
I feel sorry for that brother.
Somebody said it was Travis Hunter. I was like, come on, man.
Brother.
Damn, I got to cut loose. Panel, nice having with you guys as always. I'll be back the next time.
My man John, what's up?
Be safe, John.
All right,
Word. Salute to John. Brother.
He had overalls on, right?
Oh, son? In the thing?
In the video, yeah.
I don't think so.
It's a lot. I don't know. If not, that's just how I envision him. You know, with overalls.
And his real name is Roy.
She made him wear his good shirt for the explanation video, though.
That don't make no sense, man.
Well, hey, look, you can't be mad about the posting online now, because he said go get the camera. So you gotta let that go.
Exactly. Yeah,
it was his idea.
You gotta let that
was
go.
your idea.
He put it on
I walked that one back.
He put it on camera.
I walked that one back.
It was an improv moment.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then he was the one, go get the camera, honey.
That's some white boy stuff. I walk that back. That's some white boy stuff.
It was staged.
I think he had an emotional moment at the wrong time, and it just didn't go well with what he was trying to do.
Man, they just pissed on our back and told us it was raining. That's what they
That's
tried.
all
That's what the hell they tried to do.
That's crazy.
That's just Louisiana rain.
Hey man, they knew how to cover it up.
Wow,
that's crazy.
They Jay-Z that thing just now.
Damn.
But now I walk that back. I stand corrected on that.
Let me read these. Hakeem with the 10 ounces obstacles. Do me a favor and say, eat the cake anime looking like Ernie and shit. Hakeem with the 10 ounces says, shout out to the 2 Kentucky OGs. Do me a favor and send me a bottle of that good liquor from the source. Bravo Tech was perfect. My brother Bravo Tech in the building with the 20 balls says, Hamp, check your email. The couple made a follow-up to the video of this topic. Support. Salute. Yeah, Bravo sent me that. Reaper with the $5. The lady don't respect her husband. He the victim of her fuckery, and he's explaining everything for her. He don't hit that pussy right. She don't care for him. Son Kid, Shalom was popping. Let me show y'all this. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me show y'all this. Oh, whoops. My bad.
Eat the cake, anime. Eat the goddamn cake, anime.
Hold on.
I need you to get out there on that stage and sing that song.
Anime, if you die, I kill you.
On the radio every day in white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I ask these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it and we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that black people that get on the radio every day in white.
Isn't that Jimmy Swagger Jr.?
I don't know who that white boy is.
I think that's Jimmy Swagger's son.
Is he? Well,
I
yeah.
have sinned.
I don't know none of them crackers. So what I'm looking at is what he said. Do we look at each other as such? Look how we painted in the movies, or excuse me, in the music, what we rap about, what we sing about, what we dance about. I never ever went outside with a hammer on me and thought I had a bullet for anybody other than somebody that looked like myself.
Damn.
How about the black man? We dehumanized.
Think so.
Cheeky was making an argument earlier. He's like, he's just vigilant. So a group of white boys walking towards him and a group of black boys, he see it the exact same, right? I'm not gonna say I believe him, right? Because he told me it, you know.
This nigga, stop the cap.
Right? But we know that shit hit different. They told me I was wilding for going in the corner store and telling the young boys, like, yo, watch, y'all can't stand in front of the door. You know? You're like, you tripping.
Yeah, you tripping for real.
Depending on what city you in.
That's messed up. You shouldn't even think like that, though.
Because hold on, y'all. Let me just drop everybody down, because y'all don't understand what a monologue is to bring the topic in. Okay, the last nigga that did a lot of ad libbing is on trial now. Okay, don't be like that nigga. Yeah, right. Now we understand what take that mean, but whatever. So, right now, y'all lost my damn train of thought.
Go ahead, you back there, you get it.
I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
Can't stand in front of the door, kids.
Can't stand in
Yeah,
front
they
of the
said I
door.
was wilding essentially. Why? Because them niggas is animals, right? They don't got no home training. Them young boys will shoot you over cold French fries, right? That sound like dehumanization to me. I can't tell y'all excuse yourself from in front of the door. Think about that. If you don't live what you rap about, you a fraud. You can't snitch. We live by these codes like animals. So what y'all think about what the white man said? Go ahead, Quan.
So for me, that's why I referred to on the last episode as boys, because the dehumanization starts way before you become a man. For a lot of these, for a lot of what we talking about, It starts with the boys, and I hear what like people say about the teaching boys not to cry thing, but the way that we know how this plays out, them boys ain't just being taught not to cry; they getting beat for it. If you cry, I'ma whoop your behind, and there's no context to a butt whooping because what happened is that everything just leads to me getting beat up in a lot of these households. So if I cry, I'm getting beat up. If I speak up for myself, I'm getting beat up. Like that's really the life of a lot of boys in these households. So if everything that I do, I'm gonna get beat for it. By the time I become what 14, 13, 15, I'm gonna want to eventually start doing what was done to me. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting beat on all my life. So when I become old enough to defend myself, I'm not gonna have no context for nobody because ain't nobody do nothing for me when I was getting beat for just crying or for just existing in my house. And that's what you see out here.
Interesting. So somebody can expound on Quan's point or go back to the music. The music
So-
might be more macro, I think, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so with the music part of it, he was hitting on something because at the end of the day, what he was doing was that he was saying that to market these different groups, right? And to market the lowest frequency to all these different groups, they were saying no until you got to black men. That group of black men, they were like, yep, this is marketable. We fell for it for the most part. And what happened was that it eventually got marketed, and in my opinion, it has plateaued out right now. However, it had a lot to do. It's not probably the number one thing into the, I guess, the angst in the black community or culture, American culture or whatever, because it was highly marketed globally. But when you go to the hood, you will see guys that are actually rapping those lyrics and trying to live those lyrics until it got to the point that where we at right now, where once you start having drill music actually is called snitch music, because these cats was going out and they were writing lyrics on what they may do or what they've already done. And that's where it got to the point where, man, I remember in the 90s, I remember in the 80s when people were saying that this is bad for the black community, and other people on the other side was arguing it. It's just music is what they were saying. Now, you don't hear a lot of people hollering it's just music anymore. Once that drill music came out, once you start seeing certain parts of New York, Chicago, even Detroit, Philadelphia, and these cats were all going, very few of these guys was making it to 35 years old. All
Cool,
your
though.
favorite rappers were 28
But
and
JT,
below.
where is that? It's not. But that's not true though. All
As
our
far as
favorite
what?
rappers are dead before 30.
No, that's my point.
But I'm
They're
saying
not
back in
making
the
it.
day though, that it was just music. Nah, Big L, Big Pop.
But was that based off of? What I'm saying is that, see, that was the argument that we can actually use to bolster a point where it's like it's not the music back then, because those guys, it still was the lifestyle that they were living, or they were around people or affiliated with it or whatever it was, until it got to a point that once we start getting to the 2010s. Now you have it a whole different route now. It's a different type of culture. They're rapping about what they've done. They have their music, their lyrics being used in the indictments. That's where the difference was. Of course, you can argue. That's what I was saying in the 90s and in the 80s. Yes, you can argue that. It's just music. We seen it. We seen the guys that would die. You had the guy Freaky Ties. You had other people. Even Slick Rick went to jail because he shot someone that I think was a family member or something like that, and the man got deported. But he wasn't rapping about it. He was still it was the lifestyle that he was affiliated with. So we understood it in that sense. Now is at a point where it got to a point where no, they're rapping about it. The song "Who I Smoke." The most disrespectful, it was the most disrespectful, but you got a whole bunch of a slide, all these different things where those actual lyrics can indict somebody though. Yeah.
No, but what you're hearing is they actually saying this shit for real on their songs. But this what the white boy was talking about in the video, that started in the 80s.
86.
Yeah.
1986 is when this all started. The private prisons, they got all lined up. They got behind all the ARs at these record labels, invested money in them to push this gangster rap, because at one point in time hip hop was conscious. It was,
it was always everything.
X-Clan, it was, it was all kinds of.
It was always
hip hop
everybody. It was
different.
always.
There was a
but
push.
No, but what I'm saying to him though is that it was a big argument about it, because you had certain people that didn't rap about it, but they were still in the lifestyle, right? They were still and a lot of times they ended up going to prison for life, or they end up being dead because of the lifestyle, not the music per se. So it was always argued about that. Then it ended up progressing into, this is what all we got now in rap. Everybody is rapping about the same thing. So it goes to what Noble was just saying, that you had a multitude of things at that time. But man, yes, what he was saying was that they marketed the degradation of black men and the killing of black men, and they marketed it, and we were the only culture that caught on to it, and we celebrated that in song, the killing of another black man. So it goes to your point that when we listening to this music, we'll sit back and be like, the only person I know that I'm about to blast is a nigga that look like me. Wasn't no white dude that I call that's racist. It wasn't no damn people from Pakistan. It was that nigga right down the street.
I mean, we all learn the ABCs to a melody. To think that, this music doesn't have effect on the subconscious mind, it would be, ignorant of us at the least.
Okay. Go ahead, Ops.
No, I was just gonna say, we cop the music. I'm pretty sure it was a bunch of black people back then saying no to it, trying to ban it. But the younger generation was like, those old heads don't know nothing. They need to shut up. This, that new stuff. So it is what it is. You get me? Like, we don't have to listen to anything we don't want to listen to. And then, of course, we went with them with the music. We went with them with the lyrics. So I think it's like a two-way street at the end of the day. But definitely, there's massive amounts of killing that's rapped about, and it got the beat. People be knocking to it, and not only just men, women are taking over and doing that now too. So they're gonna start doing that. They talking about blasting shorties, putting their foot on another girl neck, beating her up. So I mean, like at the end of the day, it's just gonna keep rolling and keep rolling.
So hit this part, right? This is the group that has been chosen or perpetuates these negative stereotypes: robbing, shooting, stealing, and killing. We do lead in violent crime statistics. All people pretty much kill where they live. It's proximity, right? And most people live around people they look like, right? So that stat isn't too far off, right? I think white people kill each other at 87% clip. I think ours is like 93% clip, something like that, right? But that's not the argument. The fact that it's okay to hear us rapping about shooting and killing each other are we looked at as 3/5 still, even though that clause has been overwritten based on the amendment.
It's misunderstood.
The small minority is what represents us. That's how I look at it. Because when you see the average black man,
dehumanized, right? The fact that we can rap about killing each other and that can play on the radio all day. He articulated it well.
Yes.
Right? How are we looked at? Are we looked at less than?
Absolutely.
Yes. 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 The answer is yes. Absolutely. Because nobody else, they sit back and they're rapid and all of that stuff, but there's no way that they're gonna be like, because if they have to go out there and say, I'm gonna go out there and kill me a nigga, they got problems that coming. But with us, we would sit there, say those lyrics. I'm talking about, I've heard someone in a trial, and they went back and said this person was listening to this music while they were getting ready to, fight, or I don't know too much. I'm in Detroit, so we don't do too many drive-bys. Somebody just gonna come and kill you. That's just basically what it is. Whether they stab you, shoot you, whatever it is, it goes to a point where what happens is that, like you said earlier, who do you think of when you talking about shooting a nigga? How they look? How does it look? Do they look, are they white? Are they KKK? Are they skinheads? Or are they, Tyrone down the street? Or is it somebody else that look just like you?
So we don't see each other as human either, huh?
Nope.
No.
That's the problem.
Nope.
That's the only people that look at us as dehumanized is us.
And what I'm saying is that that programming happens young. It happens.
Hold on. Ron, finish what you saying.
Yeah, like I was saying, bro. I don't think nobody else look at us like that. We do, right? I think it's like, and it's crazy that I'm about to go back to this, but just imagine you having a pet tiger, right? Like you know for a fact that your pet tiger can just at any moment can just snap you in half and just gnaw you out. There's nothing you can do about it. You know he's powerful. He's way more stronger than you. But you got the tiger thinking the opposite based on the way that you conditioned and programmed it. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what's going on with us. We don't know how powerful we are. We think we less than. They know we not. We the most powerful versions of humans on this planet.
And don't know who you are.
You know what I seen him one time? I remember being probably in the 5th grade, and I remember this dude smacked this one guy, right? Smacked him. Pow. And he was scared. He was like a little bully or whatever, right? He smacked him. Another dude was laughing. Instead of him smacking the dude that smacked him, he went over there and smacked the dude that was laughing. That's how I be looking at a lot of black folks. Instead of the motherfucker that put that pressure on you, you would sit back and put the pressure on somebody else that probably pointed it out, or somebody that said something and talked about it. And that's why I look at it as, yes, when you say we look at each other and dehumanize each other, I don't think that we don't do it. I think it's, man, I just end it there, man, where it's like you was just right. I don't even have nothing else to add to that part right there. You're right.
Well, I think the bad part about it, we don't have no allies.
Mm-hmm.
We have no allies. We look at it as we dehumanize ourselves. Our women do. Other groups do. We have no allies.
Man.
So if we don't do it ourselves, we in trouble.
Basically,
if
it's like we are.
If we don't speak up against this, that's a problem.
Our people dehumanize ourselves by calling ourselves black. No other humans on the planet associate themselves with a color or the lack thereof. All people of the world, this is a world of nations, right? So we're in the melting pot called America, United States citizens, right? But we don't see each other as Americans equally, because the only people that are here that have an identity crisis are the people that call themselves black.
Can I add another point right quick? Before this whole rap and gangster rap shit, I'm old as shit. before that happened, I seen black folks disrespecting each other before the music even started. It just happened that the music ended up being more of a satellite to it. But I remember in the 70s that black folks was against each other too. I remember hearing people that were, following, Black Panthers or whatever it was. Anybody that was trying to get out of that whole, what's up, my nigga, give me five, my nigga, they were looked at as a coon. They still was using that word as a coon back then. And it was the fact that they were trying to get out. Somebody that actually was trying to break out of that monotony. They, even if they was living in what they called the hood or now they didn't even call it the hood. What did they call it back then? Not even the ghetto.
Ghetto. Yeah, ghetto probably.
Was it?
Most likely.
It probably was. But they didn't like each other. Even the way I remember being just small, just looking at how a lot of those folks talk to each other, man.
So how do you reconcile it? You saying that we always looked at each other as less than human?
Yes, before rap music. Before rap music. It just magnetized it.
I think rap music it's just art imitating life. That's all music is.
But that ain't that the issue though, is that our art has to imitate life in that facet.
It's not everybody's life too.
Right. Yeah, it's a minority.
Tupac ain't no thug, got no all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he ain't no thug, but he was just doing whatever. That was theater most part. So I think also all people have it. Like if you look at whites, man, they don't talk about their trailer park. They really don't mind it. They just be focused on middle class and upper class. But I think a lot of our times we just uplift whatever's at the bottom and focus on that so much. And it's like, damn everybody else. Damn the people who are just carpenters, electricians. And like, we just going to talk to, I'm about to go to jail and I'm selling crack. And then that's like white people, they talking about Elon Musk. They talk about the middle class. Trailer park. I don't even remember a news agency going down to the trailer park to cover a story. Like, bro, them dudes are just there.
Unless a tornado hit
chasing pigs. Yeah, exactly. Chasing pigs, just figuring things out themselves.
Yeah, so talking about college football.
There's no excitement. There's no excitement over overdose, right? But niggas shooting and drive-bying and all that, right? Every time the news start with a car crash or somebody dying.
Yes.
Right. So incendiary things or provocative things are what often gets ratings, right? So people will go to the places in which that type of stuff is being perpetuated, i.e. in the injects and shit like that.
But also too, I think we also got to be honest in that we didn't.
Why you say but? You disagree with what I said?
What? Oh no, I ain't mean to say but as in you was wrong. I meant to say but as in adding on.
You've been talking shit to me all night, so I'll just ask you.
I'm glad you feel that way, Mo. That's crazy.
You know you my ace, boy. Go ahead.
But nah, I would say we didn't protect hip hop, man, because when I look at other genres, right? So for example, look at how country music is doing that boy. What's his name? Shabuzi. Shabuzi is putting country music on the map. But guess what? Because they don't accept him as a country artist, he's not going to be accepted into country music. We don't accept hip hop that way. We let any and everybody participate and dictate who an artist is, what they talk about. Like the elder statesmen of rap should be the ones influencing and protecting us from the drill music and all of that. They should be dictating what rap is and what it ain't.
Ain't gonna happen.
How?
It couldn't happen.
How? But how?
The small hats in the industry.
Use your voice.
They always have.
You're a rapper.
Well, they don't. What I'm saying is, if the Jews own it, how are they going to protect? So, like for instance, when they have an opportunity, they kind of bring on different type of rappers. As an example, Jay-Z gave us J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole doesn't fit the stereotype of drilling, or he talks about shit that majority of us probably went through. You know, the first, what's that song? I ain't never did this before, no. Right? Like, that's regular shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit. Right.
So, I think
go ahead. I would say the way Kendrick is doing it. Kendrick is going after somebody that he feels ain't protect hip hop. He went
but
after
he can't
him.
start with him. He can't start with him, bro.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that's how you go about, in my opinion, protecting what we like to call the culture. When people are doing what they do, you go after them.
Yeah, but if we did it, if we actually did it, then we would have actually kept it to a point where what they call underground, right? But you got, hip hop made a lot of millionaires, bro. And that's what people ran to, the money. They ran to the money. They didn't run to just the hip hop, the hip hip, and who's
Because
the dopest lyrics is and all that stuff. But go ahead.
I guess what it is all right. So black men, is our price too low? So let me give you a couple of examples, right? I want to go with this: Aaron, Hink, Mr. Williams, and then obstacles, and then we'll get Vel in. All right. So I had another clip. I had to find it, but there was a lady talking in the project somewhere. I think it was in Brooklyn. Back in the 80s, she's like, the incentives for welfare made more sense to either have the man not work at all or to have him not around. Right? You can get more money from welfare than the average wage, right? That's probably done intentionally back in 80s. And it's a lady saying, I had a clip I played earlier. Right? So you take that. Men said what? Well, fuck it. If you can get more from them than from me, I ain't gonna let my kids starve.
Yeah.
I want to provide the best life however way possible, right? But that's a low price in my opinion. What was the price for black men to sacrifice that? And now we living through it today. And then you look at the rap. I rap about this shit that paint us in a bad light, but I get money from it. Black men's price.
Selling
Is
your
our
soul.
price that low?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the price being where it is, we're
Jenna?
more readily going to live on our knees than we are prepared to die on our feet. You know
Facts.
what I mean? You say, hell no, I don't care about your welfare program. I'm going to work as hard as I can, even if it kills me. And if it kills me and my family perishes because I failed and died trying, so be it. But we're willing to live on the knees knowing that I don't have to try hard, but a meal is coming.
Yeah.
We're not willing to die on our feet in combat.
Hink. Damn.
Look, man, I'm all for less government. And so if you talking about getting government assistance, that's more government in your goddamn business that I definitely wouldn't want. But unfortunately, you got some weak-minded people who are okay with that. Allow that control to come into your house. Allow them to dictate. Yet you don't want this white man to tell you what to do. Well, guess what? You accepting this money. He's your goddamn daddy. He tell you whatever he wants to tell you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, that's some bullshit, man.
So is the majority of us weak back in the 80s?
Back in the 80s, shit, they still weak now. That shit ain't going nowhere. Hell no. Yeah, yes, they was. Majority was.
And you think we the same week today?
Weaker.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Collectively.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. We ain't,
Hold on. I want to. Aaron, did you want to say something about that? And then I want to go to
I
Mr.
don't
Williams,
know.
then obstacle.
I think ignorant and misguided more so than weak. Because we're willing to go out and crash out on one another on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if weakness, like, we're willing to go. I think we just don't know. We don't have the knowledge or the awareness, self-awareness.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of thinking about what. Go ahead, Hank. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to ask you, wouldn't you consider that a weak? Somebody crashing out? That's what's, to me, that's weak.
That's weak.
I'm thinking about courage.
Go ahead.
Well, I think Aaron, I think JT answered that earlier. So when Debo leave, now everybody ain't nobody tough with Debo, but they tough with the other niggas around him who laugh. What you laughing at, nigga? He stole your shit too, right? Now you want to fight him when Debo the one that did the stealing, right? So you look at other black men. Hey Val, mute for me, Val. You got a little bit of something. When you look at other black men as lesser than, it's easy to fight each other. But that ain't the culprit, right? That's the sentiment that I'm gathering when Hank's speaking. which
yeah,
is
no,
weak.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. But then I'm thinking, what if that person had the knowledge that they could beat Debo?
Well, they can't. They don't think they can, so they fight somebody who they think they can beat, which is weak in my assumption. In my how I break it down. Forget the word.
Think or no?
No, you picking
Think.
soft targets.
I think. Well, I think they think it right. You go into a boxing gym, right? Motherfuckers be doing a whole lot of shit on the bag, but you realize as you start boxing more and more, oh, he don't move his head. Oh, he drop his hands. Oh, his feet ain't moving. He just standing in front of the bag punching it hard, right? Oh, he's slowing down a minute 30, right? His hands don't come back to his jawline, right? His elbows ain't pinched. Once you learn, and you realize all this motherfucker doing is just punching the bag hard, but we don't even take the time to look and study.
I look at it again more like knowing a lion will whoop my ass. Like I think they think there's no shot. Like I'm not even. What you're suggesting, yeah, is correct, but you would still have to
Oh,
view
you
the
saying
person
they don't
as
even
some
got
sort
a
of
chance?
equal. Not like that's what I'm saying. They know.
Oh,
Like
so
they,
a
like there's
motherfucker like
no-
fighting a bear. Okay, I see. I understand your sentiment. Go ahead, Mr. Williams. What you think on this, man? Then we get ops.
I think it's a lack of integrity, to be honest. If you know that, and I think it's got a lot to do with trying to take the easy way out instead of hard work. They'll give me crumbs and I don't have to do nothing, so I'll take it.
Is that weak?
Yes.
You think most of us are weak?
I don't think most of us are weak.
You think the minority of us are?
A loud minority.
Do we have proof that most of us aren't?
Yeah, on the earth, yeah, I do. I see that.
Okay.
I see a lot of men that, for one, that are coaches, that are teachers, that actually want to do something for the community. So I would say majority of us do want to do something, are doing something, whether it's just maintaining and living paycheck to paycheck, whatever they might be doing.
I'm just looking at our results. We rank the bottom of damn near every list. So if we rank the bottom at every list, are we what? I guess.
We ain't dead yet. We still trying.
Okay. Niggas ain't dead, they still trying. Go ahead, Op, what you think?
Well, I would say anybody saying it's simple, it's not.
No.
It seems like a complex problem, right? And I'm not saying I'm King Negro and I got all the answers, so I'll start off with that. But what I would say, one small element that I find out to be very important, which gets undermined often, is economics. And now somebody would say, well, oh man, if you bring that up, it's not that important. It's very important. It's important for a lot of other groups. And then I would also say, you guys got to realize a lot of other groups, like if we say whites or anything, most of the regular white people are just packing sand, actually. They're underperforming for the most part, too.
Yeah.
It's just some exceptional white folks that are really crushing it, right? They create hundred thousands of jobs. They do all this other stuff. And so we often see like, we got all come together and do it. No, we just need our really top talented individuals to build institutions and strong systems of organizations. And possibly that can help with a bunch of other stuff that people suggest too. You get me? But we always think everybody got to rise before Wakanda's built. And it's not quite like that. It's definitely always a small few that paved the way for a large majority. And so net, we have to just start appreciating different things that are outside of our cultural norms, like economics, and then et cetera, other things. So I think that would be one of many things. But go ahead.
I just a spin off of what Op said. There in Minnesota, a blue state, there's one county that got turned all red, and that was by a group of Somalians that is the largest group of Somalians outside of the country of Somalia. Right? They practice group economics, and they decided that they didn't want to vote blue, and they turned their whole county red. We could do something similar, but we don't have that national identity to build that camaraderie and loyalty to one another the same way that they do. I yield the floor.
And I will say one more thing. everybody's a sellout for money too. So just remember, when you got your financial house in order, you can get other people of other races to sell themselves out and do stuff for you as black folks. So it's just about money and currency, to be quite honest. We buy out nations. That's what the government does. Buy out whole nations. Got people trading on their own nation because they're like, let's go pro-West. That's going to improve our economics and our development.
They do it.
Biden was
trade on the whole Middle East.
over that.
Like, yeah, forget all that Muslim stuff. Let's go down pro-West real quick because we're going to get that bag. So
yeah, no, that's
very powerful.
And that's the misnomer obstacles. And Vel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you good? So that's the thing, the misnomer about gentrification, right? Ops. People think gentrification is color based. No, it ain't. It's money based. That's it. Like in DC, I would probably qualify as a gentrifier, right? Because you come buy the shit while it's a little down. You have ability to fix it up and then rent it at a premium. Like DC was doing shit to where if you made your basement an apartment, they were giving like stipends and grants because the living, people, so many people move to DC, so often it's so transient, they make sure you can kind of get qualified for different things, So yeah, no, 100%.
Aren't they selling homes for $1 in Baltimore right now on the gentrification? The whole neighborhood.
No, Baltimore ain't it. No.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Ops, because I was responding to you and then I want to get going.
I might get the name wrong, so excuse me because I pronounce it wrong. But again, dudes over here doing nonsense and unifying, not really worried about it. Dudes over there building Tulsa, they're gonna bomb it because it's economics. Yeah, Martin Luther King, you can have all the dreams you want. The day you come and talk about that economics is the day we're gonna talk to the CIA, talk to other folks to kind of sort you out real quick. So I think that we don't see how powerful it is. Remember, Dr. Martin Luther King did a lot of dope stuff. But once he got on that, they were like, man, let's see. Call up the boys, get John, so it's very powerful. And I think we don't have those conversations often. We got to be honest about this community. We haven't started the chat yet, but the stock discussion board, we need some people to get in there.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you pair with Granville because he ran the first one. It was good, like just surface level info, but to get to the depths of it, because people are willing to participate. We just don't know enough, right? And we often don't seek it. So the Discord is a way to organize different conversations. Like for instance, anime. That shit's still corny, but it was interesting, right? When I was listening to them, and they bougie as shit about anime. No, Ham, you don't know. He's a swordsman.
Yeah, right.
He's a cartoon, nigga. Okay. Then they got this athletic green nigga that talk backwards on Star Wars that y'all love so much. I'm like, I can't watch this shit. This nigga is fucking 2 feet tall, and he's athletic as shit, and he's old. That shit is corny. But my bad. I can't stand Yoda. I ain't gonna lie. I hate that.
Wise he is.
Yo, what? Yeah. You hate Yoda? Come
Real
on,
shit.
man.
I seen that nigga flipping and shit. He talking back. I'm like, fuck out of here, nigga. Old nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just
got the
like
force.
Yeah, see that part. Nigga, I can't move shit with my mind, but he can.
Learn to love him, you will.
Man, he 100 years old, man. But it's a way to organize that shit and have those conversations. I'm just saying, the salute to the animation. I learned something. Feel me? That's what I'm saying. Even though it's a thing that I generally wasn't interested in. We got a fucking video game club. I get in there, all he doing is losing. I said, ain't anybody inspired by you getting killed every fucking 30 seconds, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But it's just different things.
Games.
The club is dope. I don't know what he was playing. Your Honor, yo, getting your ass whooped. That's what it should have been named. You didn't have to play it on hard, nigga. We want to be impressed. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody want to play that game after. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much of that for sure. So the stock club gonna be that's solid. So I'm willing to invest in whatever if I trust the person give me the information. Even if I don't, I'm probably gonna have some money to invest that I'm willing to lose, right? That's how it gotta work. So, Val, you there?
That's what you're supposed to invest, whatever you willing to lose.
Now, what you got going on, my nigga? You
What
good?
you mean? What you mean? I'm good. I'm straight. I'm just
Your
vibing.
hair all, you know what I mean?
Looking like pretty Tony.
You know, I had to do it. Had to do it just one time for the one time. Feel me?
Yo, chill. You see Hink here. You know Hink don't, you know what I mean? He don't got a lot of brevity for you know what I mean? Your net, let me see your nails.
My nail, man, I'm good, bro. Ain't nothing crazy about these. I got some flaws. You feel me? I still dodge somebody's eyeballs out. Don't play with me.
Ain't
I
got that
might look
acrylic on
pretty
his
from up
nails or
here, but I'm
nothing.
still gonna add them a little
Yo,
bit.
your nail. How long your nails, yo?
Man, they long. I got some
You
flaws.
got them. You got the Cali Beverly.
This
Got some
nigga's
claws.
wildin'. What's up, well, Vel? What you got on this? Make even
Shalom.
Vel. You know it's nasty work. Look at this.
Your hair's hanging on a
Rainbow
lot of
Kid
the wig
laughing
wearers,
at you,
though.
nigga. Rainbow Kid laughing.
Hair's banging on a lot of the wig wearers, though.
Yo, my God. What's up, Vel? What you got on this though?
Man, just everything. How the whole system has been programmed to make us look like less than. You feel me? With our music, the images that they put on us. You know, back in the day, you know, we did have like good images, like with the Cosby Show, things like that. What was another one? A different world when they, our black folks were going to college. They had positive images. Now there's no positive images. It's just straight. If you this color, you got to be either a criminal, thug, pimp, all that, and that's what they depict on television. And then other depict other races of people when they watch it. That's what they think of us when they go outside. They think that we are those characters, and that's far from the truth. But they don't know that because it's all being socially engineered or programmed to the masses and stuff like that, and we all just fall for it. And some people fall actually for it, like other people, like the other brothers were saying, they walking around listening to the music and singing it, and then doing what the music tells them to do. You know what I mean? Instead of being their own person, instead of having their own mindset, and rising above the rising above the situation that they're in, or rising
You think
above
the
the.
majority of us do fall for it, or minority?
I'll say majority and minority at the same time. It's not a lot of us that's falling for it, but it is a good number or a good amount that
So you saying 40% falling for it, 50%, or are you
Mhm.
saying what 45% falling for it?
I'll say 50% and then 40. I'll say 43. So like
How you did that? What math you did?
I didn't really do no math. I'm not really
Math
good
ain't
at
mathing, homie.
But
You got 7 left unaccounted for.
Math ain't mathing.
Math ain't
Buffalo
mathing.
education, crazy.
But like you said, the first time with the 40% and then the 43 or whatever. But I think it's like in between. I don't think.
You're saying it's a large minority that falls for it, but you
Well,
think
what
the
I
majority
see.
of us do not? You think the majority of us don't fall for it?
It's a good majority that don't. It's a good majority that don't. I'm one of them. I'm young. I'll be a YN, and I'm not crashing out. I'm not following the footsteps of what the other people, what the other kids are following to.
No, I understand. You know, what's worse than telling a nigga SMD?
I don't know, to be honest with you. That's the worst right there.
If a nigga got popped for that, could you understand it?
I couldn't understand it, but I could understand it at the same time because it's just like, okay, that's disrespectful.
I
But at the end
know,
of the
because
day,
we fall for it. That's the thing. Like, see, we have these natural inclination. Like he said, like a nigga, like yo, he shot him. What'd he say? Suck my dick. Oh, okay. Like that's how niggas be. Like it'd be like, oh, I see why he shot him.
That's a
But
fact.
but
That's a fact.
all kind of like, you see what I'm saying? So it just damn, man, it just we
That's the
so
mindset. That's the mindset that was programmed in the
yeah,
community. That's what we think. We like,
we so
he's disrespectful,
desensitized
so he
to it,
deserve
right?
that
Yeah, we see black men fall for violent shit,
all the time.
and we don't get
That's what we
affected
used to.
by it. It's like we don't see ourselves as all the way like human. You know what I'm saying? Not to
It's
beat a
second
dead
nature.
horse, but say
Second
again.
nature. But I mean, we grow up in dangerous environments, so we're used to that. Like when I was young, I grew up in the lane fields or the projects. In the summertime, the gangs, the Lanefield boys, they was beefing with the Baileys, and the Baileys would pull up in the projects, and them Toolies would come out, and all you hearing is bop bop bop, and I'm used to it at like 12, 11, 10. All I know is just to get down. I'm ducking. I'm on the ground,
Desensitized.
just chilling. Like ain't nothing
The
happening.
violence.
Well, they shoot again. You feel me?
But you understand, it's like animal shit though.
That's true.
It is.
Yeah. But that's what they created for us. You feel me? Until we come back to where to what we supposed to be as, royalty, priesthood, loving a family, loving thy brother is always gonna be like this. You feel me? Once we get back our community, build back our village, and love one another, then we gonna continue to be this way. You feel me? That's just how it goes.
So Hank, what we gotta do, man, as men, to be seen as human?
First things first, man. You gotta. God damn, man, it's crazy. It's a wild question, but it's serious. We got to talk to our women. Look, we need an ally. We can't do it by ourselves as men. That's not going to work. It's not going to work because so many of us are so, like you said, desensitized to the situation. It's bad. So we need to get an ally. So our only allies should be our women. That's got to be one of our allies to talk to. It's got to really start at home with our kids, especially our sons. You know what I'm saying? I think the method like I use with my son, hey, use your words, communicate. I understand you're upset. I understand you're crying. Tell me what's wrong. Why are you crying? What's the reason for your crying? You know what I'm saying? And to give the young boys the opportunity to express themselves, because that's what they need. Because it's one thing to cry, but it's one thing not to be able to express yourself because you're afraid of what people may say or think.
But
So
society
I think we need
tells
to start there. Like I said, we definitely need our ally, and that's got to be our women.
But society tells young men to don't express themselves. You feel what I'm saying? And if they do, that's when they shun them and call them, oh, you sassy, or you gay, or you this, because now a man is talking and a man is expressing himself and a man is showing his frustration due to the environment that he's in. You know what I mean? Only a man is not supposed to do that. That's what society
Another man
says.
usually don't call another man sassy unless that motherfucker's a dick sucker anyway. Usually it's a woman
It's
calling a
not just
man
another
sassy.
man. It won't be another man. It'll be a woman. A woman could do that. A woman could say that.
But this is what I said. We need to get our ally, and our allies got to be our women. We have to get them on board. If we don't, we in trouble.
Majority of them ain't really. Sometimes they act like they are enemy.
But he's saying
That's what goes back.
That's a different study.
I want to go in order. Let me go down the line.
You have to at least try to get them on board. We cannot just say fuck them. They are enemy. No, we can't take their stance because we'll never be able to get past the masses if we don't have somebody in our corner reinforcing what we're saying. No, these black men are not. They're not. They shouldn't be dehumanized. They shouldn't be looked as animals or machines or something like that. They have feelings. I know the perception of them is this, but that's not what it is. I see something different in them.
Word. Aaron?
I think Hank's suggestion is step 2. I think step 1 is find allies with one another. I think we got to redefine masculinity.
Yep.
And I think we got to, like, I was thinking about the conversation earlier about if a man would tell his wolf pack about, his wife stepping out. I think we got to change the way that whole conversation goes. Like when you're 6, there's a little boy, and we all came from a little boy, and then we grew into manhood. We grew into societal expectations, right? But the lens that we view the world from is still that 6-year-old kid, because that 6-year-old kid made us today. And when you were a 6-year-old kid, you made pacts with your little buddies and shit. There was nothing you couldn't tell your buddy. Now, granted, the issues that you were dealing with certainly weren't as sophisticated or as detrimental as the ones you deal with today. But the gravity of the situation when you're a 6-year-old, it's not any lighter because of that. You know what I mean? Like what you were dealing with, as trivial as it may have been, to you was the world. You made your pacts with your little 6-year-old buddies, right? You went and played in the creek and all that kind of shit. Why can't we take that same innocence of loyalty and apply that to our wolf pack today, where you should be able to go to a man and confide in him literally anything and seek advice in someone? Because at the end of the day, when you're up shit's creek, no boat, no paddle, you're not thinking clearly. You need someone who is thinking clearly. And I think to put that responsibility or that burden on a woman, I don't think that's a good idea, right? They already don't think we have the ball as it is. They don't think we're in control as it is. So in order to maintain, to seize control once again of our image and how we view one another, we have to see the humanity in one another and support one another. Iron sharpens iron, yeah, but what happens when that iron gets dull? You know what I mean? After it's been sharpened already, we gotta support one another. We gotta strengthen one another, and that's when you start doing things like investing in one another, because you see each other as something to invest in. Right now, we don't even see each other as valuable. We have to see each other as valuable and as human, and then we take that to our women and get them on board with that.
But I feel like in small pockets, men are already doing that.
Agreed.
So right now, what we're doing right now is an example of what we're talking about.
Yes.
We understand. If I call Ham, man, I'm going through it with my wife, man. I'm going through it, dog. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through. We doing that on small levels. There's no way right now in 2024 we can go and have that conversation with a woman. There's no way.
Right.
That wire clip that Ham showed, that was a prime example of what normally happens when a man does that. That's why I say we need to get them on the team. Most of the time, we already understand. If I come to somebody with a serious conversation, now I know he showed that clip earlier where his boys laughed at it because his daddy drowned in the pond because he fell in tripping over, I think what they said, a snail or something. Okay, cool. We all know that was a skit and that was all that bullshit. But man, your boy come to you, man, I'm going through it. My pop died, man. It's really rough, man. It's rough at home. I don't know how we're gonna make it. My mom's depression, I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So I think right in there, we do it in small pockets of certain people, especially people who's more mature and can handle certain situations. That's why I say we really got to get the women on the team in order for us to make this thing really roll. Because most times a dude is scared to share it because he don't want to look soft in front of his woman. He don't want to look weak in front of his woman. But if his woman is open and vulnerable, allowing a safe place for her man to be vulnerable, oh, now he's comfortable. Now he's ready to lay it all out on the line. But most times we don't have that.
Yeah. Noble.
I'm with Aaron on, we need to iron things out amongst ourselves. I think when the women see the men working as a team and working with each other, building with each other, that they will fall in line or get left behind. Like I said, I mean, we can make babies with anybody, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's about nation building and building civilization and building communities that are actually service the citizens and the people within it.
Or JT.
I got those same sentiments, but one of the things I got to say is that as men, we have to start having more reverence with ourselves. A lot of men don't look at themselves as valuable. So this is and when we pick the type of women that we end up being with, it shows it. When we show the circle of men that we around, for instance, that clip that you showed, even though it is, it shows something that was more, what's the word that you use? Hyperbolism. Hyperbolic. We have to have a better circle of men for it to go. I do believe, I do agree with Aaron. The first step would be that men have to actually have a commodity with each other. Women will follow with that when they see that strength within the brotherhood of men. We've lost it. I think we need to gain that back to where we're at with that. But before we even do that, we have to have value of ourselves. If we only look at ourselves as somebody that just go to work and that's what we just do, or somebody that's in the streets and we have to do what we gotta do, and we'll do whatever it takes for us to survive, and we go to this stage of when we are. You've heard women say that, I got to do what I got to do to survive. Men, we just do what we need to do to make sure everyone is okay. That's the difference. Now you have men taking on these feminine traits, and that's one of them where they say, I got to do what I got to do. So they'll go out there, they'll be out there in them streets, and knowing that the cost, they can't pay that cost. If they out there in them streets out here trying to be a dope dealer or something like that, they know they can't take. They ain't built like that. They know that they're not, but they end up doing it anyway. And they're followers. It's like every man that be in those circles that we see now, they're following each other. And it's like the blind leading the blind. We have to be something a little bit different. One of the things I love about being on a lot of these panels that I'm on, including this one right here, is where you have men that have a different way on how they look, how they think, how they act, and we all can come to a consensus with each other. It looks very good when you see women that's out here and they just hearing men talk with one another, because guess what they end up doing? Adopting a lot of the things that we're saying. It makes sense to them. So I definitely agree with Hink, but I think it's number 2. Aaron was right. It's number 1 for us to be able to do that first, and I end it there.
Word. Okay. Quan?
I think on top of all both of those, I think we got to be willing to educate. I think the majority of the people that we talk about, they're living their lives in cycles. The ignorance and a lot of what we see has been passed down for years and years and years and years, to the point where some people are just so ignorant to the fact that they don't even realize that what they are doing is ignorant. And when they realize that they don't have the proper education, they get met with shame.
It's embedded in their subconscious to just keep doing the cycle.
That's what I'm saying. So I think instead of always running to shame people, we should also have a willingness to educate, because some people, they don't know what they don't know, especially when I'm growing up and this is what my mother did, my grandmother did, my great grandmother did. I deal with parents sometimes, they'll tell me, yo, my daddy went to jail, my granddaddy went to jail, my great grand been to jail. So it's no wonder that all they know is jail. So, you could shame that person, or you could do your best to stand in that and try to educate or use education as a way to sort of uplift, because sometimes you don't know what you know until you put that light on somebody. That light bulb goes off.
Okay.
Yo, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Woo, man. All y'all said something that was just hot fire, vibranium, might add. So the only thing I'll say on top, who that crackling? The only thing I add on top of that is, hey man, you as an individual, start putting out the image that you want to see about yourself and do the work. Dress how you want to be addressed. I remember one time I was wearing a suit. Shout outs to KS, and I was wearing it when I was in Israel, just wearing it all the time. And another brother was like, "Why you wearing that suit, bro?" I'm like, "Dress how you want to be addressed." He's like, "Man, I get girls on the with the Uggs on. I don't need to wear that to pull." And I wasn't even talking about girls. I was just talking about in life. Just address it like this. And by the way, when I was working at this place, a young white Jewish lady was like, "Hey, you should meet up with these guys. You're the only one wearing a suit up in here." And they were multimillionaires. And I had built a relationship with those gentlemen. So people just introduced me to other people based on how they just perceived me out the gate. Perception is reality, regardless if you don't like it or not. But I don't know with every black man, if we all come together, but if we all change our image and if we all push forward and change the narrative, then we get done. As far as the women, they'll jump on. They'll be like, "This is the new Wakanda." See, before you was Zimbabwe hurting, but now you built the Wakanda for yourself, and now we're going to sign up. Now we're going to follow lead. Now we want to get our frequently flyer miles and come to your nation that you've built. So continue to build yourself up and start with economics and then read Dr. Amos Wilson. Out of all the black people I ever read, he was the one who spoke about power and how to get it and obtain it. And you should be fighting for the same thing for yourself. I think every black man can do it. And if they move that way, link up with other great black men that are doing the same thing. Let's get it. Stock discussion. Discord.
Stock
be there
discussion,
or be square.
Discord. We got 11 a.m. If we need to add another one, we will. Because I need to do more with the stock shit for sure. You know?
Yeah. Start owning America. Start owning your portion. It's yours. You deserve
it. Exactly.
Own SpaceX. Own Tesla. Own all these companies. And when they run to you, they can't cut you out like they can cut Kanye out. But when you're a shareholder, they can't cut you out. You're too big to fail. Bail you out, GM style.
I'm with it, brothers. I've been doing, and that's one of the things that I love. I'm sorry that I cut in, but that's one of the things that I do love about being on platforms like this is because you guys give the how to, right? And I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
I'm already on the Discord and everything, bro.
Yeah, that stock club, that's going to be one thing. I'm going to make sure I push more because, and we have Mind Your Own Business on Sundays, which is pretty cool. And that's just about the startup, what programs to use, what you have to account for, margins, etc. You know, and it has to be consistent, right? Because people won't be able to retain everything at once, which is absolutely fine. But you have to reiterate several things, right, in order to effectuate a change. So we'll make sure that we do those things well.
Yeah. Shout outs to you too, man.
Hey, man, we're trying, man, you know?
Yeah. I always said yesterday, the game is named capitalism, not laboralism. So let's get you guys involved in capital and you'll win.
Yeah. Word. It's so much extra money you don't realize you have. And then you just got to know where to put it. You know, you give up one thing, one Twinkie. Every time you go to the store and get that honey bun, that's $30 at least a month. Yeah, honey buns ain't $2 for $1 no more like they used to be. You know, I hate honey buns. Mr. Wayne, what you got?
Honey buns?
That's why you always use it in a negative context.
Yeah, I hate honey buns. Like that's why I say you got hit with a honey bun. That's a negative. Like we walk into a client's house, let's say the quote was messed up and I didn't estimate it. We get there, I'm like, fellas, it's a honey bun. They be like, all right. The customer be like, huh? I'm like, nothing.
We got that grand
honey buns are gross.
What's up, Mr. Wayne? What you got on it, man? What we got to do?
I kind of agree with everybody, but I think that Hink hit it on the head more so. We need our black women, man. We are not united with them. As you see, we've done the man thing. We need to be pushing the nuclear family for real. The one thing is these women are strong as shit. It's just we need to get them on our page, work with us, so we can raise our kids together. So that structure can go the way it should go. And then you won't have as many of these kids. You won't have all of this turmoil and chaos. They see men do that. And that's part of the problem. There's too many men with no women. Women are strong as hell, but they can also strengthen us. And when we need that comfort, that's who you go to, the woman. We forgetting about that. We making it too much about earn and earn. Yeah, that's cool, but we need our women. Unless you just got a bunch of niggas in a room.
Let them finish. Let them finish. Let them finish.
That's all I wanted to say. I think we need to be pushing that more. We talk about it, but we need to do it and get our families back in order. Woman is strong. She's one of the strongest things you can ever have in your life. She's the weakest part of us and the strongest part of us.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't see Ron there. Go ahead, Val.
I was just asking, you don't think our women got their own agenda? You don't think they on their own path and their
Well,
own
so
game?
that's Mr. Williams' solution, right? To how do we fix this? What's yours?
What's my solution?
Mm-hmm.
My solution is building our community back up the way it's supposed to be. Going back to the traditional values, getting our economics going, like, going into the stocks, and just, man, it ain't gonna never be. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Like, we gotta start with the brothers fellowship first. Then once we fellowship, we get everything together. We come up with our plans, which is investing, getting our money together. Then from there, after investing to get our money together, we actually, when that money comes, we start buying. Once we start buying, we building up. Then from there, we get a moral code or like some type of, yeah, no, a moral code. We ain't gonna be uh drug dealing. We ain't gonna be doing none of this. We gonna get the community together, like stuff like that. It takes steps, but at the end of the day, it can happen. We just have to do it. You know what I mean? It has to happen. But I would say that will be it. So basically, everything that all the brothers have concluded.
Word.
But it's just certain steps on how to do it.
Gotcha. So I wanna read this to y'all, right? I know that everybody doesn't subscribe. Val, mute for me. Doesn't subscribe to this, but just take it for what the words are. So I was doing a lesson on polygyny, essentially, right? So men having more than one wife, right? And I was proving the point that in the so-called New Testament, men had more than one wife, right? Because there's a misnomer thinking that they didn't, right? So I went to several different scriptures, but this one in particular hit me because it's about being a leader. What's up, Machine? What's up, Pay? Right? American Negro salute, Roz, what up? Right? But this stuck out to me when I read it because it's about being a leader in the church, right? Which means the people, because that's what the church is, right? And what the qualifications are for that specifically. So I just want to show y'all this. Even though you don't subscribe to the Bible, this is about being a leader of people, right? Especially people that are hard headed. Because Timothy was going to Asia Minor and it didn't go well for him. But that was a rough area to be going. So he was giving Timothy a lot of instructions like, yo, my nigga, it's lit down there. You know what I'm saying? So this one right here, let me show y'all this. So I'll read it. So this is Timothy 3, right? It says, this is true, saying if a man desire the office of a bishop, so bishop is like pretty high up, the overseer, so to speak. He desireth the good works. That's a good thing. A bishop that must be blameless, which means keeping the law, right? The husband of one wife. See, it makes sure to make a distinction because it's obvious here that you can have more than one wife. That's why Paul is being very specific, you know. So he's saying a husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. See the traits of the bishop? Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy or filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. One that ruleth well in his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. Right? And then let me go. Okay. So from no, what was I teaching? Oh, no, I was showing how people speak on so much stuff, right? But they don't have any experience in it. But everybody talks like an authority, which can be problematic, right? Unless you're well learned in the subject, right? For if a man know not, for if a man know not how to rule in his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God, right? So if you don't rule your house, how you gonna lead a congregation? Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil, right? Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and snare of the devil. Right? So he ain't treat nobody poorly that may be lesser than essentially. So the deacons, right? Be grave and not double tongued, not a liar, not given to much wine, right? Not greedy or filthy lucre, holding the mystery of the faith in pure consciousness, and let these also first be proved. Then let them use the office of deacon, being found blameless, sinless. Even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the husband of one wife, ruling their children and their own houses well. Right. So it has a very similar, rules and thought what he needs to do. You know. And so I read that. Yeah, Teague, if you want to hit the link, we can get edified on the Bible. No big deal. That's something I take more seriously, so just be prepared. Um so when I was reading that stuck with me, right? Because of those men, to Obstacle's point, and to be fair, Aaron has made that point over and over and over about how we conduct ourselves, just civilly. Like there's things I want to do, but I'm lazy to do them. Like wearing a suit on a plane like we used to. You know? Depending on how you dress, your treatment. But this right here stuck out to me because I've made the case for men having more than one wife because it's permissible. But the focus of these men who are the leaders of the people, they focused on one woman because multitasking, you know how that goes. You see? But it's about what the man wants to do. It ain't about what the women are asking for. To Obstacle's point, to Aaron's point that he made 100 times before. How do I want to be seen? Why is it that a man with a ring in a room of influential men, what does the ring say? What does being married say about that man? Not to say that's the only way, right? But I'm just looking at different constructs that people respect. Essentially. Again, not saying you can't make a wave, but I'm just looking at the stuff, And since I'm married, I'm also kind of looking like for myself, right? Because I'm already in that construct, So I took this, and this one been over and over and over in my head. And so in my house, I was thinking like, what can I do differently? What things can I apologize for? Right? And then I start there. I'm hard to forgive. Like I don't forget shit. I don't forgive. If I got smoked, nigga, we better. I don't know. That's why I don't really get mad too often because I'm gonna stay mad. And so I say I forgive this, I forgive that because it be shit that bothers me. Because as a leader, and then I'm looking at Timothy 3, there's a lot of shit that you kind of gotta suck up. Pause. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a strong one too.
Because you could do it's not as much of a mountain as we make it seem oftentimes. So Timothy 3, even if you don't subscribe to the Bible, just read it in the NIV is probably the most clear. The GNT simplifies it too much. So read it through the NIV when you get a chance. and just read it like you would like the books that you always read. You don't have to read it like, oh God, this, God, that, but just read for what the information says. These are leaders, and they have to do these things, right, to be the best leaders. So that really it been sticking with me. So I wanted to share with that, y'all, especially with this conversation.
Yeah, I think the biggest point of that was if you're not able to, man your household, then you cannot, lead the congregation or lead the church.
Exactly.
So,
And that household can look like, and like you said, if you take the principle, your household can look a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at those men and instructions that Timothy got, and he was about to do some shit that's hard because they killed him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that type of shit, that type of leadership, So it's interesting. That's First Timothy. Yeah, man.
I got a question though, Ham.
Yeah.
Going back to the whole thing of men today being weak, do you think that it's done because of fear of what our imagination is? It's not even the fear of something that happened to us. It's the fear of something that could happen to us. Like when it comes down to the probabilities or the possibilities of something happening to us, and the way a lot of us as men, we kind of like move in the world is based off of the fear of what could happen instead of having the courage to say, well, listen, I'll just deal with what I need to deal with, but I'm gonna stand 10 toes down off of what it is.
People do what's comfortable, do what's convenient. Principle is only as solid as a threat that's coming, to be honest, for a lot of people. Like when you look like take obstacles, like when the last time you lived here? 20 years? That just seems like something that very seldomly people gonna do. Right? Just to move somewhere. And I don't know what he has set up and shit like that. But like that's the courageous shit that you don't see a lot of people doing. All of my friends, dead ass, except for maybe 5, live where I grew up. Don't nobody move. Don't nobody go nowhere for real. Right? Just that small, you know what I mean? So 100%, the fear of the unknown is a shackle.
Fear itself is a shackle on the psyche. Fear is it's imagination. It's all in your mind. The past in your mind. Only thing that exists is the present, right
Well,
here, right now.
I think fear is real though. I think fear is a mind killer though. To your point, I think
It's still imagination.
Well, no,
and ignorance of whatever it is.
I think
Because
that's the
once
main
you
reason
know
why
something, you could be scared or fear something. Like if the dark alley, you only fear it because you can't see it. But if it was lit up and you could see everything, right? Then everything is in the light and in the know. So there's nothing to fear because you can see everything. But when you don't know something, most people fear the unknown.
I understand the analogy. However, the analogy eats itself. Pause. The alley because the adjective for the alley is dark. So when you turn on the light, that's not the same thing. I think
the fear is the dark.
Yeah, right. Because you don't know what's there. I think there's a more substantive thing. I want everybody to fucking get in a ring and fight and go to a boxing gym, and you realize how much humble you get. And I'm saying boxing specifically. All that salute to jujitsu and all that grabbing ass and whatever. But it ain't nothing like punching a nigga in the face for 3 minutes and you can't grab him. You can. It's something so tiring about that shit.
Lock
You know
and
what I'm
move,
saying?
yeah.
But there's a fear there, right? We had a boxer come in. He was like 8-0 in Golden Gloves. He was going pro, right? He's a bigger guy. He's a real heavyweight, probably 6'3", 240 pounds, right? So I'm a heavyweight, but that's because I'm out of shape, right? Essentially, right? But I'm like, damn, right? And I fight all the box all the time. But this nigga, he can actually box. He move around the bag. He moving his head. He ain't looking like no statue. And so we got 3 rounds, 3 minutes. I'm fearful, right? Before I get in there. Now I'm brave, right? Niggas want to act like they think they brave. But when I need to get hit, but this nigga been knocking niggas out. So he hit me with a 1-2, and it's almost like I didn't block it on purpose because I wanted to feel it. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
But once I felt it and it wasn't what I thought it was,
Oh man.
I poured it out.
Oh.
Everything I got. Boom. I'm doing all types of shit.
That
You know,
shit
I'm
didn't
tired of
register.
shit. Yeah, but I'm like, you know, you ain't about to back. Because once I realized he couldn't back me up, pause, like I thought, boxing be the terminology is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, that fear shit went out the window, but I had to get hit first though.
Yeah.
See, I think the unknown is the part that people freeze up about.
That's what the fears detect too, is just not knowing something.
You know,
Like,
I think
you know,
eats itself. But
there
it
were
eats
people that were
itself.
racist against melanated people until they actually got a chance to meet one and was like, dang, you're nothing like who I was taught you guys were, right? Because they feared that because they didn't know any better. So
that's
But it will
knowledge
eat itself
eliminates
though.
fear.
But
you
to
know what, though?
Ham's point, it'll eat itself for the simple fact that you will also go in there and you will have the unknown there, and you will see how somebody look, and you will think that they're out of shape. And like Ham say, we in there, we doing our thing, and next thing you know, they hit you to a point where you be like, I didn't expect that shit right there to happen. And you underestimate. It's just like life. You can underestimate life. I think I know everything. I think I know what this is.
Yep.
And then boom, there you go again, right? So yeah. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Williams.
But I think one of the biggest problems that we have in our community is the fear of failing. People are scared of progression because they don't know. They don't know it, and that's why if you tell them or you explain it to people, it seems a little easier once you get in there. Once you get in there, then you're like, oh man, I was thinking that it was harder than what it was. And I think we do that and we fear ourselves from getting better, from progression, because not knowing. And then that's why when I tell people, especially with these kids, tell them it all. Tell them the mistakes. Tell them the do's and don'ts, but tell them the mistakes. Tell them everything to look out for. So then you won't have that fear for teenager.
No, you still got it.
You still get information through failure too.
Yeah, but Mr. William, wouldn't you agree that a lot of people are also afraid of pain? They're also afraid of difficulty. You ever heard somebody sit back and say, I would have did it, but man, that shit look like it's too hard. When they don't embrace it, or it looks like it's painful, and you're like, wait, why don't you embrace the pain then? Go through it. Why you don't do it? Sometimes you got to do that.
I don't want that shit, bro. Why you think the MMA and maybe I'm throwing shots at MMA? Fuck it. Why you think the MMA gym is packed? Because you roll 5 out of 7 days out the week.
Yeah.
Getting punched in the face sucks, my nigga. Period.
Yeah.
Period. There's nothing you could. I can't tackle you.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But should you be scared? But should you be scared of the unknown?
A rib shot is not nice either.
Should you be scared? Yeah, no. A rib shot was worse than a headshot. At least you don't feel the headshot until later. That rib shot, you might shit on yourself. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people are scared of what they haven't even experienced, yet, and it's the imagination that takes over. That's the problem. And when somebody hear difficult, they'll run 100% away from it because they don't want to have to experience anything that's difficult or painful.
Yep, agreed.
You're supposed to. I think you're supposed to be scared though, because if you're not, you're probably psychotic. So the bravery comes from being scared and doing it in despite of your fear. Yeah. And I think, of course, our boys don't do it because they just haven't been put in those trials and tribulations, those crucibles, those rites of passages. So we have to create those rites of passages for boys. They're out here lost with no story, no disrespect and no shot at women. They definitely have their story. Go out there and get it. Grind and accomplishment. You can do anything. And I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying we haven't given anything to our boys as far as hopes and desires and what their identity looks like in this new world. So they're out here lost without a cause, lost in the barbecue sauce. So if AT come in, Andrew Tate, then they just gonna start chanting his name because they got no images. They don't know who to follow. They don't know who to actually lead.
Just to spin off what I've said, man, that is so true. Because when you have
This
That
can't be
lack
a
of
spinoff that wasn't prepared. I'm on now.
You know, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's 100% fact. We have to be more present, and I understand that those boys technically aren't our responsibilities, but the future, and there's a lot of ways you can do it and actually do it right. Remember, Ops was having a conversation back and forth, and they were questioning about what he contributed to being over there in Thailand. But I tell you what, money put up buildings and programs, right? But we always got the black tax. That's what I'm talking about tomorrow. Black tax. Oh, but you wasn't there. Oh, but all you did was send money. Oh, but you made it and didn't bring nobody with you. Niggas got so much shit to live up to, right? See if you qualify. Plies wasn't outside. That was his brother. You know what I mean? Pusha T wasn't outside. That was Malice. Right, like we just be discrediting each other for crazy shit. Like
you ain't no gangster, you a wankster.
Yeah. Black tax. Like it's just my 300,000 ain't the same. Well, I'm gonna expound on it tomorrow, but yeah, man.
Now that sound lit. That sound like it right there. That's definitely getting that. So heck yeah.
You gotta be up early. I've been doing that at 12. So yeah, man.
You just had some because I'm definitely gonna read Timothy, and because that really spoke to me based off of the conversations I've had with family members and things like that also, man. So most definitely that was dope.
Yeah, man. We gotta get better, man, for sure.
What up,
Don't
shit like that.
Hey, you see this?
Brother.
Right, where that nigga at?
Probably sleep, old ass nigga. Let me see. We got any more love? We can get out of here. Hakeem with the $2 says Vel over there looking like a Mississippi pimp. Aaron with the $2 says none of it will work until we come back to the law. Hakeem with the $5 says I don't think it's the music. I think it's the immature minds that can't compartmentalize entertainment from reality, not the music genre itself. Yeah, I think I lean towards that, but since we can't compartmentalize, what do we do next? Aaron with the $2 says Quan need a show on Food Network. Why? Reaper with the $5 says the couple has Lacey Peterson and Suspicious Boat Trip written all over it. Now I know why white men love deleting their loving, doting wives. Shaking my head. And yo, Terrence was goody with this. Hip is worried about MMA. Nah, man, I just don't feel like hugging, man. That's all. But now salute to that shit, bro. That well-rounded shit. I remember.
I'm about to say you just got Jake Paul now. Come on, man.
Nah,
that's the face of boxing.
That's crazy.
That was a rigged fight.
But James Toney, I remember he tried MMA. That shit was over before it started.
Yeah, it was a done deal for him.
Yeah, it just something just like even how you stand in boxing, you can't stand like that in MMA.
Wasn't he like 100 pounds heavier too? Jeez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, I respect it. I don't know. I just like the pugilism, man. So
boxing is a lot of footwork.
Yeah, it's mad footwork. So I'll be back in 6 months. But yeah, man.
When I come back too, I'm fighting Williams, man.
Mr. Williams, it got to be a chair fight.
Nah, I can't fight nobody, but I probably OGJ Speed. That's the only one I can fight.
Nah, man, I got 14 minutes of real life fight. You know what I mean?
I got all 5 seconds.
I got 14 minutes left.
The city, man.
Trying to conserve that shit.
30 seconds of a lifetime in there, boy.
2 minutes of belt. 2 minutes of belt.
We did a thing. You guys heard of a Kumite?
Yeah.
But that's like generally fighting to the death, right? But we use the terminology. And so let's say all of y'all was in the gym. What is it, 10 of us? And you had to box every single person before you get out, essentially. So you got 3 rounds. You got 3. What is it? You got 10 3-minute rounds, and you got to go through everybody.
Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah, and you just trying to survive. Like you just trying to survive. So those days are fun, but they suck. That's the thing about those type of sports, you know. The days that are most beneficial are the worst.
Yeah.
You know. But it's
First
like
thing I'm doing is kicking your knee in.
Well, this boxing. But yeah. But yeah, man. Damn. So this was good, man. I think we built on it pretty well, to be honest. I'm about to get out of here. There's a little bit of a double header, but we've been here for 3 hours and 40 minutes, which is pretty damn good time.
Yes, good topic.
Yeah. Most High willing tomorrow. I think 12 p.m. Eastern, unless I gotta push it a little bit. It'll be the black tax, you know. Because it's again our culture, like what we get held to, what makes it okay. You know, do you got to get back to the hood like we mentioned? What happened when you do? Right? You got so many rappers who died in their own hood. You know, think about it. Young Dolph was on his way to being like top tier, mid tier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he died in a fucking cookie shop, face down with his gun, with his hand in his back, because that's where his gun was, and he couldn't get to it. You got this dude named Young Greatness. He got one of them voices. You know how they got like those voice, like almost like a Fetty Wap.
Yeah. Yep.
And he got killed at a Waffle House. Another voice. You guys remember Snooty Wild? It's like, yeah, yo. All I know is, yeah, yo. He got found on the side of the road, shot in the neck.
Yeah.
You know, in Dallas, where you from? You know, in I think it's Baton Rouge, where he from. You know, you got, I don't know if y'all know Chinks Drugs.
Yep.
That was
Shot in the front of the China. I think it was a bodega. So I don't know where he was. In Queens. Shot dead. Where he from? After being home for I think maybe 2 years. You know, it's just so much of that. Obviously, 50 got shot in his hood. Banks got shot in his hood. You know,
Big L.
Buck got shot in his hood. Right. Nipsey. Got shot like a fucking dog and then got kicked in his head. He got a bitch ass nigga kick after bringing
I
the
didn't know he
hood back.
kicked him.
Yeah. On camera, man.
Yeah. On camera. Oh shit.
He shot him. It seemed like Nipsey sat up, said something, shot him again, and kicked him in the head. I'm naming obviously a lot. Huh?
They went after dude's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, even his family caught heat for it.
But that's But you know what I mean? Like I'm not naming certain rap because they got killed outside of bounds. But these brothers got killed in bounds.
Yeah. And they at home.
You
it's
know?
enough. It's enough to put a knot in your stomach, man. Because that's a problem. That's a hell of a problem, bro.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, did Soldier Slim die in his hood?
Yeah,
Slim died in his hood. Yeah.
Then Mo 3 died on the highway, right?
Yep, on the highway. Yeah.
They killed that nigga Duck downtown.
Yeah.
In Chicago. And I'm just looking. You see where I'm going with it? The black tax, like it's more because you know that's an actual thing from what country was it in Africa?
South Africa.
South Africa, right? But
obviously
I'm using it a little bit colloquially, but just looking at it. A couple names: Clarissa Shields, if you saw her interview. I don't know if y'all know Trent Richardson. He played running back for the Alabama. Nigga bought like 20 houses, just doing shit for people, you know. So I'm gonna take that walk tomorrow, man, for sure.
Word.
Give me one word of the night, man. Hink, one word.
Black man, protect yourself at all times, brother.
God
right
damn. What country? You didn't?
He gonna say that every time, no matter how many words you tell him.
Aaron,
I love you. I love you, brother. Right on.
I love you too. He just using mad words. Just go ahead, Aaron.
Grow.
Noble.
Love.
JT.
Resilient.
Quan.
Education.
Obstacles.
Investments.
Mr. Williams.
Loyalty.
Ron Mac.
Amazing.
Vel.
Integrity.
Yeah, man. For the ones that know and understand, endurance, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.
Yeah.